Oh my God, I got it right. Let's just hope it doesn't fall down. Hi, you guys. How is everybody? All right. All right, here we are. Is anybody there? Hello. Oh my God, you're first. You are first, Dallas Duchess. I know. You know why? Because they don't give the notices, I think, anymore. I think they started bugging last night. Okay. Hi, you guys. I'm taking this off right away because I can already feel sweating. I can feel the sweating. I'm freezing. I'm cold. I'm hot. I'm cold. I'm hot. I'm cold. Does anybody else know what that feels like? It feels like, oh my God, soon I'm just going to be a wrinkled like apple doll, right? That's what it feels like. Stella. Oh God, you guys keep sending me Elaine from Seinfeld and Stella, and I freaking love it. I crack up. Every time I see that, it sends me like practically running off the side of a cliff. Okay, yeah, somebody else remembers these hot flash things. Oh my God, right? Okay. Okay, you saw me on Montel. Oh my God, so many years ago. I was cute then and I wasn't having hot flashes. Okay, you got your notice. Good. Not called. You can't call. Strip show. Exactly. Oh, like seriously? But look, okay, there. Are we all fine? I have like 3 bras on and a top because you know why? I went out. Look at this is all uneven. I went out, I came back, and I went back out again. And then somehow I fell asleep. I forgot what I did. And then I woke up and that's what I did. Okay, you guys got your notice. Good. Because I talked to this really nice guy at YouTube and his name was CJ. And he was like telling me that he would help me with this so that you guys would come back. So he seemed very nice. Now, do I really know if they're going to do that or not? I do not. Okay, somebody from Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay would be nice and cool right now. Oh God, I might as well just tell the whole world because by the time I get out of my house, you know, no one's going to give a shit. Okay, so we have Holy Week. We have Passover. I believe it's starting tomorrow, Passover, I believe, for everybody celebrating. And I just watched somebody in Seattle, somebody in Ireland, Belfast, somebody, oh my God, Ontario, California, tonight. I don't know where tonight lives, upstate New York, Scotland. Oh my God. Hey, everybody, I got those hot flashes. Maybe they're flashes of intellect because I missed out on that earlier in life. So maybe I'm having these like little flashes of intellect. Phoenix, Chicago, okay, Iowa, I love this. Bronx, Tennessee, Michigan, close to Ontario, of course. Elmer, Ontario, I really don't know where that is. Okay, past memo, okay. Illinois, Houston, Sydney, oh my God, all over the world. See, we can go over the world. So we have Passover, I believe it's tomorrow night, right? Isn't it? Passover tomorrow begins. Well, April 8th at sundown. That's tonight at sundown. It's not sundown here for me, but for you guys, it is. Is everyone taking their zinc? I'm taking my zinc and my tonic water, and I should have had eye drops, but I'm taking my oregano oil, and I'm taking so much stuff now, I'm getting bored with it. I'm trying to keep everything away. So anyway, I went into the grocery store and my bank's in the grocery store because my strip wasn't working. So I was literally, oh my God. Okay. So I've got a tip for everybody. Most important tip on the planet of everything that you're ever going to do. Thank you for that. Most important tip. So I'm in CVS and I'm going down the nail polish aisle and there's a kid walking towards me, teenager. And she's like all nervous like this, but it was funny. She didn't have a mask on either. So I just like looked at her and I just went, she looked fine. I looked fine. I know I don't want to hear it. Anyway, so I went to the nail polish aisle. Okay. No, zinc and water. Stores out of zinc and water. Okay. So where did I get mine? I got mine at Sprouts. Quebec. Oh my God. Quebec is such a beautiful city. C, D, and A. And where is that shit? Oh, look, I'm going to reach off camera. If you can't get the zinc and D, and there I go, reaching. You knew I was going to have to leave camera like a really unprofessional person. Get this emergency because look, it's literally got 1,000 milligrams of C plus vitamin D plus zinc. And then put some lemon in hot water in the morning. This should be enough. I drink 2 of these a day. And I got a bunch of them, well, from Costco, but I can't venture in there today. Pacoima Costco, jammed around the block in the rain this afternoon. What is that, people? I was going to buy some more shampoo and things just so I could start shampooing. But, okay, so I was in CVS and I was like looking to get, look, my missing blue nail. I'm so sad. This is an emergency. Anyway, I was looking to get nail polish remover. So if you have gel polish on your dip nails, because that's how I do it, I dip them so they're clear, and then I put the gel polish, because sometimes the dip polish is not in the blue that matches my earrings, because I'm nutty that way, and I have a purse that matches this. Anyhow, so you have to scrape this off with a nail file, and then you put your nails in the nail polish. So the nail polish is never strong enough, but CVS had this, it said for gel polish, extra strength. And I was like, oh my God. So I grabbed that. And then they had vitamins for nail, hair, and whatever. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get two for the price of one. Then I found these press-on nails like Lila wears, only she wears the kid version, and they were super cute, and Estelle wears them. Hi to Estelle. I just got a text from Estelle, and Estelle's mother. Hello, Jana out there. I'm going to call her Jana Banana. But anyway, I got these gel nails. Estelle always wears them, and they look so beautiful. I got it all ready. I went up to the counter, and my damn card wouldn't work. So then I was cussing up a storm, but I was on the phone with my friend, and I was like, fuck this, and fuck this store. And the guy behind the counter is like, are you talking to someone? And I was like, no, I'm fucking talking to myself, buddy. Anyways, I just said, no, I'm like on the phone, like you can see the earplugs, whatever. So then I went to the bank, and then I got a new card. So now I can go back and get those little press-on nails, and hopefully it won't be an all-day event. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. And I've been out having adventures. Now, I did listen to something where one of the Kardashians, I think it was Kim, I felt like listening for a split second, and she was saying how she invited her mother over, and they stayed 6 feet apart, and they went out hiking. So walking. I doubt she hikes. But anyway, I'm thinking to myself, so what is with all the shaming when it comes to me going on an adventure out on the street 6 feet apart from people? Why is that? Like, I need to watch what do I need to watch that I may kill my grandparents? Now, did anybody ever consider that some people actually would be pro that? I mean, you're going to kill your grandparents or the older people? I live in a house full of older people who are not afraid to go out. Seriously. And in fact, I had a water heater. I absolutely don't. In fact, I'm going to start throwing it in people's faces. I do. I post every day about my adventures, what I'm doing, how I'm hiking, where I'm going, but not where I'm going, because there's tattletales on the trail. Snitches with big feet, snitch, running around the trails. But if I'm 6 feet away, like the Kardashians, then isn't that acceptable? I don't understand. What if we all have our Easter dinner and seat everybody 6 feet away? I think we could do that. Not a gathering, what is it, over 10 people? But if you're going to have like 5 people, just seat people 6 feet away. Now, I was just talking to someone about this. If you're going to have sex with somebody and they want to come over, you have to ask them, can they do that from 6 feet away? And there's not a man on the planet that can. Sorry. Bad joke. Somebody sent me that joke. I'm just saying. But I think for Easter dinner, that's what we should do. We should have like our close family and maybe one person we love who's not sick and sit 6 feet away. All our pets, all of that stuff. That's what we should do. That's what I think, because I think we should do it. That's it. Exactly. Well, 6 feet away, right? I'm like, you want to come over? Can you keep your distance? 6.5 feet away. There ain't no man on the planet, right? Okay, so today's adventure was really good. We had rain in Los Angeles. That's hilarious. Okay, the person that texted me that, I'm going to tell them I just used their joke. I just told them about sex. Told them about sex 6 feet away. Yeah, 6 feet away. There you go. We're doing this. We're texting back to let them know that their joke did not go unnoticed on YouTube. All this cover up. I know. Well, everything is really, it's very interesting. I'm not saying there's not a virus. I'm not. But somebody told me today I've not checked my facts. So if my facts are wrong, I am blonde and no one takes me seriously because I'm not on the news. So don't worry about it. Um, seriously, it's not like I'm a newscaster or even Bill Gates, not a doctor who seems to be telling everybody what it is he needs to do. I don't think Elvis is alive. I mean, I've never picked up on Elvis's energy, but I'm going to tell you, Elvis was really good looking. You know this, everybody knows this. And he was a great singer with a beautiful voice and a great command and all of those things. But there was something about Elvis that really creeped me out always. But I really liked Elvis, but there was something in the back, and I was like, I don't know what that is. So I don't know what that is. But let's look at it this way. There is definitely a virus. We know this. I mean, or people are sick. But I heard today, so I don't know if this is right, 40,000 people have died from the flu, the actual flu, like the regular flu, whatever, the flu that we get, okay? That have died from that, and 10,000 from this virus. So I'm not understanding, because I must be stupid. I really must. I know what's really going on. I totally know. Kids in tunnels. Absolutely, I know. But it's not only that, because we have a takeover for world dominance. Like, if people can't see that too, there's probably the virus is okay. Yeah, wait, watch David Icke interview with London. He explained, I saw David Icke's. I saw it. They threw it right off. What is this? This might be World War II coming around again. But I saw all of that. But you know what's really interesting? It's interesting, and I'm shocked. I'm actually, newscasters are liars. Well, they're owned by networks, and networks have 6 major networks. I mean, in this country, or 6 stations, and it's about the bottom dollar, and I think it's owned by 3 different people. So whoever's at the top, and all of the minions that go down, and all the monkey puppets on stage. Yeah, I said monkey puppets. You heard that. What's really confusing and actually outrageously shocking to me, and I can't believe I'm on this planet. Like, right now, I'm like, hey, take me back. Spaceship, whatever. Take me back. I cannot understand for the life of me. I'm just not, I guess this is, I have no idea what to say, but I cannot understand why people don't question authority. I mean, I'm just like, anytime anybody says something to me, I'm like, first of all, why are you doing that? What is your motive? And don't tell me you're concerned for me. When people tell me that, that's usually the kiss of death. They're usually trying to fuck me over. This I've learned. So it's not about that, but what is it? What is it about people that just go along with it without even checking? Like, I'm not saying it's not happening, and I'm not saying you have to go out when you're sick. Obviously, if you were ever sick, what are you going out for, right? Like, if you're truly sick. But I will tell you this, Arlene, if she's there, Miss Arlene, I'm gonna show you this, because she did send me this. I have to let go of all the other texts I get from these naughty girls, my naughty little text circle. But if you look at this text, okay, a new study investigates California's possible herd immunity to COVID-19. So they are saying in this article, it's KSBW. I can't open the page right now, of course. There it is. Okay, here it is. So whoever this girl is, whatever's going on over here, KSBW8, wherever the heck that is, she is saying researchers at Stanford Medicine are working to find out what proportion of Californians have already had COVID-19. The new study could help policymakers make more informed decisions during the coronavirus pandemic. The team tested 3,200 people at 3 Bay Area locations Saturday using antibody tests. And so they're hoping the data being released is going to say that people had it. Now, I'm sure that I had it before Christmas in November. I'm positive. Well, I'm not positive, but I had what they describe. And for me, I mean, the last time I got pneumonia was when the SARS outbreak was there. And I think it was 2012. And I felt it jump into my throat. I was hiking and I was perfectly fine. And I was running down the hill and I literally felt something jump in my throat. And I went, oh God. And it literally jumped in there. And that, and ended up with pneumonia. So that was interesting. I wasn't sick or anything, and I felt it come from outside. So it was like I was targeted, and they were just playing darts, and I had my mouth open, and so they're like, "This bitch, let's give her pneumonia." So I got it, but that was during SARS. I believe that was the SARS. And I've had pneumonia a lot in my life. I've had pneumonia probably over 10 times in my life because, and I'm never, never, never getting the flu shot ever. Somebody said they got their flu shot. Good for you, but I can't do that. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. And that's how I think about it. Yeah, I can't do it. But if you want to do it for your body and your choice, you do what you want, and I'll do what I want. But it was interesting because, you know, pneumonia is terrible. I was asthmatic as a kid, and I had, actually, true story, I was asthmatic, and I lived in a crazy household where my dad thought it was okay to lock us in the car for 2 hours as we drove to the cottage while smoking with the heater on and freezing outside. Meanwhile, two of us with asthma in the car was like, oh my freaking God. He thought nothing of it. His window was open like this much. The whole car blows up. I was like, oh my God. So I had really bad asthma as a kid, not hugely bad, but bad. And my doctor, when I was like 11, said to me, you've got to strengthen your lungs. This was as a kid, okay? So I'm in Canada. He said, I want you to take up literally running. I was already a little cross-country runner, but he said, don't stop that and don't use your medicine. I used to take a pill. I think it was called Thurador. Anyway, I used to inhale it. You crush it and you inhale it into your lungs. So that's the way that I did it as a kid. But I learned to run. Oh, I know what asthma comes from. Again, I left home at 14. So you'd be correct on that, that synopsis. Besides the guy smoking in the front seat of the car, you know, I know, right? Oh my God, you have no idea. He ate bacon too. That's a whole other issue. As he was blowing smoke rings through the bacon, it's a whole fucking other issue. I know, but whatever. Anyway, I learned to run because my doctor literally told me I need to strengthen my lungs in order to beat the asthma. So the last asthma attack I had and almost died from, was just probably before I met my husband, my kid's dad. And when I was divorcing my first husband, as soon as I filed for divorce, no more asthma. Honest to God, no more asthma. Yay. So that was the last time. But I would get walking pneumonia as a teenager. So I would actually get pneumonia all the time because when you're walking around and you're not like, you know, you're wherever, party animal, in and out on your own as a little kid, really, you're not really taking care of yourself. So I learned to strengthen my lungs. So my lungs literally were strengthened from running. So this is, let's see, a lot of grief is stored in lungs. Oh, totally. I don't have those issues now at all. And so I run. I mean, if I got a cold, my lungs is what I have to watch out for. That is, and I didn't take the Z-Pack in November. I had, this is totally wrong information, but I had amoxicillin from my tooth. And so amoxicillin is like one of the same things, antibiotic, and I took it, but it didn't actually help. So I was like, you know what? I don't know if it worked, but it was like 2 weeks and I was super sick. I was getting, and for you that don't know, on Starbucks, you can literally, I don't take the steroids for the asthma at all, ever. Just because it'll get my body. See, it's fine if you have breathing issues at that moment. I had to go in for the breathing treatment the last time I had a long attack. I'm talking in my early 20, I was 20. Anyway, you have to if you can't breathe, obviously, and you've got to get your breath back, right? But what's interesting is when I get a cold, it does go into my lung area, or it has in the past. But when you strengthen your lungs, you're not going to be as vulnerable to it. And what's a good way to strengthen it? Chocolate kisses. Okay, thank you, chocolate kisses. I thought you were saying, Z-Pack is excellent. Z-Pack's really good. But anyway, for you guys that didn't know, Starbucks has this drink called the medicine ball. Lori, that's BFF Lori, as in Libra Lori. She told me about it because she remembers calling me, and I'm like, I don't think I can work. And if anybody called me during that time, my throat was killing. I mean, I would get up and do a reading and then it would knock me out. Like I missed readings. I was like, I can't even answer these people because I'm like, whatever. Anyway, thank you for that. Okay, there's Tara. Thank you so much. I just saw that. Yeah, medicine ball. So I had the medicine ball, but I took all of the sugar out of it. I said, don't be piling that shit. Put a teeny bit of honey, not a shitload of sugar. So I told them I wanted it non-sugary. But I would go get the medicine ball. And yeah, I went through the drive-through and I was sick. I know. I was a bad bitch then. I wasn't thinking about it. Divorce helped me with my eye twitch. Okay. I know, right? Your twitch, you're like, oh, oh, that's funny. I know. I do. I get twitches anyway. Asthma, I know. Well, asthma, you can train. I'm telling you, if you walk and strengthen your lungs, you know where my weakness is with my lungs, which I've heard people describe this situation in our world like this. But when I am climbing, I'm an excellent uphill hiker. Like I'm fast. People who run, I can catch them. Like I'm not even by running, by walking. I'm really powerful going uphill. Problem is when I get to like 8,700 feet, I am fucked, like just fucked because of the altitude. So it slows me down like a crazy person. And people that I hike with, when they come under that altitude with me, they're like, my God, you're fast. But they're used to hiking with me in altitude. And they're like, shit, there she is, weird. So I've had altitude sickness and I did Mount Baldy, not that anyone cares here, but you got me talking about altitude. So I did Mount Baldy like 47 times last summer or some stupid thing. I can't even count 43, 47, 45, 40, whatever. I did it. And some days, I mean, I did 5 days in a row, up and down, up and down, up and down to 10,086 feet just to keep in altitude training for, Cactus to the Clouds. So I would go up and down, up and down. And half the time I would actually get altitude sick. So a lot of people are describing the symptoms of what they have, which is very similar to altitude sickness, how it sounds, what they're describing. Because trust me, when you get sick, you literally can't walk. Like, it's weird. I was in a race and I like almost 10,000 feet. And I was trying to beat this guy that looked to be in his 70s. And definitely I could beat him. But I couldn't make my brain make my foot go in front of the other one. And I was like, and he beat me. I was like, are you fucking kidding? So my friend, which I should text right now, my friend, Deanna, she literally, hold on, I'm going to tell her live on YouTube right now. I know I'm obnoxious. I'm telling her because I'm talking about her. My friend Deanna just, let me see. It would have been around Valentine's Day, actually. She was having a hard time walking, okay? Like, meaning she was like altitude sickness. She was having a hard time breathing. But I'm talking like in the valley, okay? So we're not on any altitude. In fact, we're in the valley. So she was having a hard time breathing, and she was having, like, she would walk and she was stumbling and she couldn't think right, and it was really fucking with her head. So she actually ended up in the hospital. And yeah, it feels like COPD. This is what all these people are saying. It sounds just like it. But she had this in February, and when she went in the hospital, they did do a lung scan and they said her lungs were right. I mean, like it looked right. So they gave it like to stress. But what she describes, okay, is what people are describing. Like she had to go to bed, she had to lie down, all of those things. So I think she had it, and she had it. I'm hearing people describe different things. So to me, when I heard, okay, pneumonia is horrible. Pneumonia is so interesting. Yeah, equilibrium off as well. I know, I thought of the G part. I'm just saying that because this channel of the nice gentleman I talked to on here on the chat, I do chat because there's not a fucking phone number. Anyway, he was helpful, but I'm not going to mention that particular thing. But it was interesting because my friend actually had this, and she was describing what people are describing. So it was quite interesting to me that was actually going on at the moment. So, I mean, it was kind of interesting. It was very interesting. So anyway, it was, yeah, and very bad laryngitis. I had that too. Well, I did have that with that. Let's see, capitalism is killing us. I died in transport, was shocked 3 times. Ooh, I would be interested in hearing that. Yeah, David Ike. Hi from Texas. I love Texas, South Padre Island. Anyway, from my childhood. But because we used to spend winters in Texas and Florida, wherever it wasn't cold, because I'm from Canada and that's what we do. Okay, so some people I have noticed get this virus. I have to make this look even. Okay, there. Are we even yet? Jeez. Can I dress myself? I don't freaking think so. Not tonight, I couldn't. See, look, I'm literally sweating off my arms. Oh my God, sweating. All right, so people, isn't it David Wilcox instead of James Wilcox? I don't know. I noticed a lot of people were having the same, okay, Boris Johnson is interesting. Does anybody else, my kid thought Boris Johnson looked like Gary Busey. Anybody else think that after the accident? Yeah, really. But I've noticed everybody is describing it the same way. And I noticed when David Icke is talking, I just watched that video. David Icke is interesting. He's been talking about this for 30 years, okay? So 30 years he's been speaking about all of these things. And he's not wrong. I don't know if he's right on every single thing. I'm not going to be right on every single thing. And I'm not even trying to be. I'm trying to just discuss things that I know. But David Icke was very succinct and very on point. And how do we know what they're doing? Because I had a friend that had throat cancer who did radiation and describes not being able to taste and not being able to smell. So now the point of eating food for this person, anybody that's had radiation in this area of the body knows that they lose smell and taste. So why would whatever's going on in the world, what we're going to call it 19, why would that be that you would lose that? Why would that be? Now, I can tell you, and I'm going to say it again, those dumb iPods that I put in my ear at Christmas, before Christmas, my new microwave in the studio, I was just microwaving my coffee with those things in my ear, and the shock went through my head. Now, I did not know this, that they ran on the same frequency as a microwave. We started to Google it. Okay. We started to do that. And all these people came up, and there was a doctor that was presenting it, and it's not out there. I never heard it till the sizzle went through between my freaking ears. Okay. I never did. What do you mean out of focus? You mean I'm out of focus? Or like I'm out of focus because I'm mental. Anyway, the microwave. So now I'm talking to Lori in the morning. I come in with my coffee. I'm like, oh, I got to take my AirPods out because I got to turn the microwave on, right? You're very smart. I actually think throw your microwave away. No, I don't think it's the well, I should, but I'm not. I mean, I don't cook with it. It's just to heat my coffee up. Or, whatever. I don't use it much, truthfully. It's just for that damn coffee. Your earpods did the same. How come we don't hear this out there? It was bizarre. I thought all I could think about when it seized through my head was like ground hamburger. And, when you put it in the microwave, but it doesn't cook right. I don't eat red meat just because I don't. But when you put it in the microwave and it burns the top and the rest is like raw, that's what I was thinking in my brain. I was like, oh my freaking God, is my brain going to work again? And then I had panic attacks all day, and I called pretty much every person I knew to ask them psychically, my psychic friends, if they thought my brain was damaged. That went on. Yeah, earpods are microwaving your brain. I think so. So now I'm going to use the plug-in ones. I think they are. Yeah, I don't eat the red meat. But then today I was talking to somebody. I'm not going to give away who was crying over this, but it was hilarious. So I was thinking if we get to a point where we can't leave, like we are like animals, okay? Like that, like we are like little animals. I said, I think I'm going to stop eating all meat, not even the salmons, My friends, the salmons, because I eat like a bear. I eat blueberries and I eat the salmons. I eat some chicken and I eat eggs and all of that and sugar. So I'm really a bear. So I'm looking for sugar like bears in garbage bins. That's Sloan. When she sees sugar in the fridge, I'll eat sugar right with a spoon. I don't care. I admit it. Sugar cubes, I'm a whore, whatever has sugar, I will eat. So anyway, so I was talking and I said, I don't think I'm going to eat meat anymore, anything, because I feel bad for the animals because they're caged in their, I don't eat honey. I don't like honey for some reason. But I do sit by where the bears make the honey and those, where the bears steal the honey, the bees, the beekeeper places. I do go out and hike around. In Los Angeles, there's a bunch of, my son used to have a friend that had a whole farm full of bee things where they live and they make the honey. So anyway, I was thinking of the animals and they sit in their little cages and they're good little animals and they're sweet and they're bred for that and they're bred in captivity and they don't know any different. And then they go down and they get killed and then we eat them. I think that's what's happening to us. I don't know who's going to eat us, but that's literally what I think is happening. So I said, salt lamps ruin your furniture. Do I have a salt lamp out? I have one in my bedroom. Do they really? So I was like, I love animals more than people too, really, at this point. But I was like, oh my God, what if we are the animals? Mr. Wood, that guy I love. That fucking guy saved my life. I love him. And I'm going to have to, okay, I'm going to have to actually thank Arlene for that, for Mr. Wood's picture. But I feel, yeah, no, red meat's not bad for everybody. You can eat it. But I just had this, feeling like the animals, like I'm starting to feel like the animals. Okay, that's what I thought. And I thought, I want to help them escape. So I was thinking the LA Zoo would be a good place to go to let the animals out. This is what I was thinking. Because I think they should really, we're indoors, so why not let them out on the street? Does everybody agree with that? I think we should let the elephants out, all of them, every single one. Let's let them out. But you know what? The animals, I'm just trying to illustrate a point here. The animals, animals are so easy to read. The animals would literally, the elephants would stand there if you let them off their chain. And well, the snakes would go because snakes are snakes, right? They're going to be like, fuck this. And out they go. But the elephants, because they're sweet and they're trusting and they've been brutalized by their government, meaning the people that own them at the zoo, meaning keeping them trapped in a small spot, they wouldn't leave. So it's kind of interesting because if this generation, like this is absolutely amazing. And now I'm freezing because you know what happens when you have these hot thingies. Oh, God. Anyway, if I were to say anything, I would say, Jesus, please relieve me of these hot things. But I would actually say, like, if just imagine, because we're in the middle of history right now. This has never happened except in World War II when, Europe was taken over by the guy with the weird haircut and his peccadillo towards half of who his body was, right? But like he hated the Jewish people, but he was half Jewish. So that's like self-hatred. So we all had to suffer from this guy's self-hatred. It's like, why didn't you just go like kill the whoever in your family that pissed you off? But no, he had taken it out on the entire population. But my point is, people were born in captivity during that time frame. So animals are born in captivity and they don't ever get that spark to fight you, okay? Like to fight you. The human will is so strong that I feel as people, we need to rebel. I'm sorry. I honestly feel we need to rebel. I feel seriously we do as people. Because if we allow people, why am I blurry? Who keeps saying this? Am I really blurry? Am I blurry, you guys? Somebody tell me if I'm blurry here. Why doesn't Russia have the virus? I'm going to assume I saw a Russian video because they're starving to death and they could be, they're just trying to eat. I'm blurry? Really? No. I hope I'm looking at myself. I don't feel blurry. but it's possible. Maybe they're being mean with the Wi-Fi. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know why Russia doesn't have it. Mexico doesn't have a lot either. I heard we have 20 cases. Thanks, you guys. I heard we had 20 cases up in my neighborhood of this thing that's going on. So I was like, okay, so we have 20 cases of that. That's interesting. There we go with the blurry, not blurry. Rebel. 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 I really feel like people have to question authority because there's so many things that come out where it's discrepancy. And I am not, please do not, any people out there that think I'm some person saying go out and do this or that. I'm not. If you're sick, stay the fuck home. I'm not sick. And stop saying I could be a carrier. Just stop saying that. I could be a carrier of a lot of things and probably am. Think about it logically. Think about it. Okay, there's a good question. How do I know if I'm psychic? Well, you don't. You just have to go with it. So, okay, so psychic ability is just, you have to actually practice it. I did hear, you have to, sorry, about Hugh Hefner's place being dug up in the tunnels. That's common knowledge. I'm going to talk about a friend of mine, but I'm not going to mention her name, but I have mentioned her name on here before. Anyway, her dad back east, Pennsylvania, I think was where the other Playboy club was. Her dad remembers in her childhood, so she's in her later 50s, her dad remembers Bill Cosby being at the Playboy Mansion back there and knowing what he was back then. So when everybody goes, Bill Cosby surprised me, yeah, I don't think so. I think they put up with it because he was a, puppet that they could use for financial gain. And so they did. So yeah, pigs are cute, unless you're calling me a pig, in which case it's not cute. But Dorothy Stratton, Vancouver girl, and I believe she was a Pisces. I actually want to do her video. I believe she was a Pisces, absolutely. Yeah, the weird sickness was probably this. So I think some people have had it actually. So I feel, I feel like we have to actually question things. I feel like literally I'm in Los Angeles. So whatever city representatives you have, I feel they should be emailed relentlessly. I feel like they should be tweeted relentlessly. I feel like the actual facts should be brought out. Not what I'm hearing from my friends that work in particular hospitals where they're saying, now I'm not in there, but they're saying some people, and I do know of one drug overdose case person. Okay, I'm not saying it's not bad. I'm really not. But I know of one drug overdose person literally in the last 2 weeks that was labeled this thing that's going on. And it was a drug overdose. So that's not okay. Like, it's a drug overdose is different than what is going on. So I just feel no matter whether you're sick or not, I mean, I'm going to bring up PG&E again, and I'm going to bring up, that whole thing. The people of that town did question and were told nothing was wrong. Similar to the fires that happened in Paradise, California, 2 years ago now, or whatever it is. Those people texted, wrote, emailed, and there's documentation. PG&E, your equipment is sparking. And PG&E went, thank you so much for that. And PG&E went, we're not going to pay attention to it. And within a week, oh my God, suddenly there's a fire. They basically shut that person down. She's crazy. We have to stop shaming people. We actually have to learn how to speak up as a people when we have different opinions, whether, like, I'm going to lose a bunch of friends. I already know this after this. I know that I'm not going to have the same friends I had because they're going to make assumptions about me, like I'm whatever, and that I am politically leaning one way or the other, which I'm going to say it again. I am not doing that. I don't do that. I don't pick sides. But I really feel if we don't question everything we're being told, we're going to find ourselves like the Twilight Zone people. We're going to find ourselves in cages like those poor animals at the zoo that thought they were going on an adventure. And then for generations, they're locked in a little space and they're told what you can do. And these poor little animals, their souls are smarter than us. And you can read animals very easily. All you have to do, in truth, your animal, your pet, put your hand like on the back of their neck, your little pet's neck, and underneath the belly by their heart like this. So your hands facing in, heart, and like this. And in your head, just ask your pet, what are you thinking? Or, how do you feel? And feel it through your hands. You'll start to get impressions in your head because animals don't lie. Like literally every time I read an animal, the animal will say stuff to me like, my little favorite toy. And they'll show me an image of like, a little pink toy or a little blue ball or whatever. They'll show me an image like that. And they're so sweet. And it's never convoluted or hidden. So what we're dealing with on Earth is a bunch of animals who, pigs are beautiful. I love pigs. That's why we were crying this morning. I say we and one of my friends, because she told me the story of the pigs going to the slaughterhouse and the mean people wouldn't give them water. And then the people who saw the pig truck go by would give the piggies water and then they were going to be killed. That's, let's see, something, yeah, that's horrific. Yeah, happy Passover, everybody. So animals, I mean, it's fine if you have to eat, but the way that we do food is not really, I mean, we do too much. We really do. It's fine if you're hungry and you want to eat meat. Some people resonate better on meat. And I forgot to look that chick up. Okay. Nutritionist in the 1940s that did a bunch of studies on men in jail. Okay. Pretending to brush teeth with left hand. Okay. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I can't read it quick enough. Anyway, in the 40s, the men in jail and the violence in jail. Okay. So the violence in jail, they equated with the diet that they had in jail, which was predominantly meat and predominantly processed foods. And they discovered what you eat changes the way that you are. Now, if you're a fire sign, I'm going to say you're probably going to be drawn to meat a little bit more. And sometimes you need meat for your blood. There's nothing wrong with eating it as long as it's fresh and humanely taken care of. This is why I like the Jewish community for the way that they do their food, because they do it properly and they pray and it's not all jumbled in. So I like to eat kosher things because I know that they're at least prayed upon and done for the, I mean, that seems fair to me. That seems like good, Water signs. See, it depends on your sun, moon, and your rising. I haven't eaten red meat since I was probably maybe once or twice, but really since I was like 23. And I'm way the fuck older than that. Add 30 years to that, I think. So yeah, anyway, it's just not my predilection, and it wasn't as a child. I had problems when meat was put in front of me, just personally. But I do like fish, which is meat, but it's a different fish. It's just not red meat. I mean, a different meat. Water signs tend to like comfort food. They love alcohol because water is water, but water signs like comfort food. So water signs like food that makes them feel comfortable and like cozy in their belly. They like that kind of thing. Earth signs probably like things very traditional. So like meat, potatoes, and green, they probably like that. Yeah, cake is my diet staple. Cake, jelly beans. If I had my way, I would eat one big salad a day with tons of onions, to the offense. Keith used to get so mad when he was little because I'd cut the onions up and you could smell onions all through the house and be like, God, why do you have to eat that? And I'd chase him around like this. He hated it. He was like, I hate that. He also hates tomatoes. Lila doesn't like them either. But yeah, hot Cheetos. I stopped eating hot Cheetos because red onions are the best. But yeah, the earth signs are probably going to want traditional. Fire signs, they might want meat because they're the ones that are fiery. So they need the protein. It depends on what's your sun, what's your moon, what's your rising. So it depends on that, truthfully, because you could be a fire sign with double water, or you could have 6 planets in water, or you could have, you despise onions. Yeah, God, I love onions. I see an onion and I never met an onion I don't like or will not try to take off of someone's plate. Like I have a problem if I see an onion on a plate, even a stranger, I'm like, oh, that looks good. I think they're so good. I think they're really good. I was just thinking, yeah, anyway, my dad used to disguise my sandwiches when I was little by putting onions on the bologna and then covering it up with mayonnaise. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, that was just for like when I would disappear all day. But it was the onions I loved. I hated bologna. What is bologna? What is pork and beans in a can? What is that? Why do people eat that? why why do they eat that? The other thing is, oh, somebody mentioned diabetic. I was going to say with the diabetes stuff, I've been talking to rising sign. Your rising sign is your time of birth. So remember, our homework is, okay, is gross. That's what it is. LOL. Onions and garlic. Love it. Air signs. Okay, air signs actually like food that has sauces. That's been my experience. They like more like gourmet cooking. So but see, they could be a fire or water. Somebody hates onions violently up there. They could be a fire or water sign, with an air sign mixed in there and love sauces like crepes with sauces and French food and that kind of thing is your air signs. They tend to like that. Now, if they have any Virgo in their chart at all, Libra rising would love sauces. Just absolutely think it's delicious. Now, if thyroid healing, you know what? They say, iodine, but you can't get iodine or whatever. Vienna sausage. I don't even know what to say about that. Amber Alert, love spicy food. We must fight Bill Gates. Yes. Thai food. I love Thai coffee because it's coffee. And they just stuck a Thai in front of there. So I'm like, whatever, it's coffee. I like whatever, it's coffee. Now, it's interesting because if you have Virgo in your chart at all, or a loaded sixth house, okay? Loaded sixth house, which is the natural position of Virgo, or a lot of Virgo in your chart, what will happen is you will gravitate towards a very healthy diet. Even if it's in the context of not being healthy, it'll be the healthiest out of the group of people who aren't healthy. For diabetic people, I've been talking to a lot of them and they're eating fruit. You can't eat fruit, people with diabetes. No, no, no. You have to eat a raw diet. Now they could eat, people with who are diabetic could eat like steak and like asparagus and salad and water. No dressing, no sugars, none of that. I know that's boring, but they could definitely do that in order to balance. Remember, it's hormones. Crohn's disease. Now, Crohn's disease is really interesting. I don't know much about it, but I know chips and everything, coconut, everything, delicious. Potatoes. I live for potatoes. I gave pasta up like 25 years ago. I gave up oatmeal, but once in a while, and I gave up whatever you were saying, potatoes. I eat them one day on the weekend, but I gain 2 pounds every time I eat a potato. I'm not even putting anything on the potato. Thyroid disease is interesting. I would say with thyroid disease, a lot of us have that. And honestly, I think everything goes back to they say a fruit-based diet heals diabetes, but I actually don't believe that. I'm going to mention my friend. He's about 80 now. Anyway, a friend of John's, he became diabetic so bad that he couldn't see. Like something happened, he passed out, he went to the hospital, and he was diabetic. He wasn't fat. He always was a drinker, so he drank a lot of liquor. Remember, liquor is sugar. Wine is sugar. All of that is sugar. It's sugar. So it's just this sugar or that sugar. One time in a drunk driving class, a friend of mine told me that they said if you ate grapes, you could blow over in the drunk driving. I'm like, oh, tell that person to fuck off. That's just bullshit. You have to ferment the grapes first. Like, come on. Let's not be stupid here with our weirdo conversation. But my friend Vic, anyway, he went and he passed out. He had to go to the hospital and he had like a diabetic coma and he couldn't see. So what happens to people who are diabetic, as you know, then they can't see, they get eye issues and they have to get shots in their eyes and it's fucking horrific. And then their pancreas shuts down, this, that, and the other. In 6 months, now keep in mind, he was in his 70s when this happened, okay? So in his 70s, old dog, too late to change, but in his 70s, right? He literally went to a raw diet, literally, okay? Went to a raw diet. Steak, salad, no potatoes, none of the sugar things, okay? Did that and cleared up his diabetes, actually could see again, cleared it up and got off the medicine within under a year. That is a true story. So it can be done. I don't know if it can be done for every person, but I know that fruit is sugar. And what's happening is not raw steak. No. Raw diet, like raw vegetables, not cooked. And you have to cook the steak or you're going to get worms. Just remember that, okay? Please don't eat raw steak. I know. Don't eat raw bats either. Thank you for that, Joyce. Thank you. Yeah, no raw bats, no raw steak, no raw anything. I don't even, Lila loves her sushi. You will get worms or you'll get one of those fucking tapeworms. Have you seen that? I can't go there with the tapeworm shit. They put the sugar cube here and the fucking tapeworm comes out of their gut. Oh. I'm like, oh no. I know. Well, watch. There's a video of some guy and he did. And I was like, oh my God. Like, what kind of hell is that when you have a tapeworm and they're like, hold on a minute. We're going to put some sugar up here. Fucking watch this 15-foot worm come out of your gut or wherever the hell it lives down there and come out your mouth. That's gross. Now I'm hot again. Yeah, that's right. Oh, sweating. No, you're not. Yeah, I am fucking hot. But so now it's interesting. I'll give you another way of looking at this. In order to increase, I know, no, the tapeworm, really, it's disgusting. But to increase your psychic ability, many people actually the is that keto diet? Yeah, I know, vomitus. No, that's gross. It's online. Believe me, Google it. Just Google it. It's on there. They'll show you that shit. Oh God, I can't. Yeah, tapeworm can help you lose weight, but do you really want a worm in your stomach? Okay, I can't. I'll start to have anxiety. Okay, chronic fatigue syndrome. I have chronic fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome, and I've had it since I'm 20, since I got mono because I was on the rampage when I was under 16 and running the streets and doing everything and doing the drugs and not sleeping and whatever. And then when I got trapped by the police one time, they did a blood test and I had mono. And I think I slept for like 2 weeks straight. Like I don't even remember getting out of bed. But when I got the mono, I ended up with Epstein-Barr from the mono, which I guess it's like one and the same, and the fibromyalgia. By the time I was 20, I had all that shit. You really do have to be, our body is filled up with bugs. That's awesome, but I don't want a tapeworm in there. Yeah, now that you mentioned sugar worms, I don't want that either. So the fibromyalgia and the Epstein-Barr, those are kind of inflammatory things. So the best way, now keep in mind, they say cancer, everything is caused by inflammation in the body. So the best way to cure inflammation is to basically eat a raw diet. Yeah, gummy bears, that's what I meant. Raw gummy bears. So a raw diet, I don't mean raw meat. What I mean is vegetables that are basically lightly steamed and things that are just pure and a lot of water and not, if you are going to eat fruit, low on the, raw vegan, anything for a while to actually, don't do surgery if you can avoid it unless you have to. I mean, as far as like with your back and stuff, maybe you can try to fix it. Believe it. Thoughts on CBD oil? You know what, on inflammation? It might work. I don't know. I don't know a lot about pot. As I said, I barely smoked it. That wasn't something I was interested in. It made me paranoid as hell, and I learned my lesson from that. Whereas on the other hand, doing LSD made me feel very normal. So that's just, my body works that way. I've come to accept it. But I think people who want to be more psychic tend to do things where it's very like, they'll go on a 3-day fast, or they'll fast 2 days in a row, or they'll do, water and juice and vegetables and then prayer and do this. Not a lot of preservatives. That can raise your psychic awareness a lot. LSD makes me feel like I took 100 Bong rips. Yeah. Yeah. See, I don't think I ever took a whatever, smoked out of a bong. I think I smoked a joint and we did smoke hash, but yeah, it made me, I mean, it just made me paranoid. Fasting. Um, if you keep your body pure, you can get information because remember, the things that they pump into our food, whatever it is in preservatives, okay? Like I remember when I first met John, he had Cheese Whiz in the cupboard and I had never seen Cheese Whiz, which is a weird thing to say, but I was like, what the fuck is this? And then when you read it, it's basically plastic. And I was like, oh my God. Okay, polycystic ovarian syndrome. That's a hard one because that's a combination of your ovaries acting up and then also probably your thyroid because it slows down everything. So there's something that's out of balance with the hormones. And I think that might take a year or two in order to get back in order, like to get yourself back in order. But there's some brilliant naturopaths out there that do great work. I mean, I've had anxiety cured by some of that. I know, but good plastic. I know. No, Cheese Whiz, I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, what? But they put stuff, okay. Understand if the elephants at the zoo, I cannot believe I'm getting cold again. Jesus, where's my jacket? It's good time for cold. I'm hot. I'm cold. This could be ghosts coming in too. I'm not paying attention to them right now though because they're bugging me. Just think if you had a circus and you had a bunch of beautiful elephants, big elephants, okay, in the circus, and they were somebody said hi goes, and they were out there. Now, what if these elephants, 60 of them that you bring out and that you train and that do exactly what you say, and you don't even have them chained down, but they're so afraid of you, they do what you say. What if they've been captured and their spirit's been broken? Now, what if those elephants all got together and said, we're bigger, you stupid fucks that keep us chained, and we're stronger, and we're smarter, and we're psychic, and we read the earth's energy and the people, and we elevate the humanity soul because elephants really do that. Elephants are like God, like not gods, angels. I want to say they help. So imagine if the elephants, okay, imagine if they knew their power and strength. Imagine if the elephants looked at their masters and said no, okay? And then the masters knew that the elephants could see their beautiful strength. Well, they've got to do something to stop those elephants from seeing who they are, okay, in the light, like literally one of God's creatures. They have to stop them. So they trick them and know that they're decent, trusting, nice people, okay, like elephant people, not elephant people, elephants, decent, trusting, beautiful creatures with huge souls, right? And they scare them. So the elephants, being naive and sweet and all of those things, don't fight back and believe themselves to be what the masters have put on them. This, I think, is what's going on right now in society. I think when they block us with toothpaste, I'm not going to ride an elephant. First of all, where are they in the valley to ride? Not really. No, I can't stand it. You can, it's really wrong. It's so wrong. I don't even know what to say, but think about it for a second. What if a group of people populated the earth, okay, souls that came down that were God's children? And what if they could see things on the astral level, feel things, and they were intuitive and they could understand the flow? And what if they didn't believe in war because it's not of their nature, like the sweet elephants, it's not of their nature, unless you run in and harass the elephant in the jungle, and then he's going to turn around and he's just going to bitch slap you, right? So what if human beings, the true human souls with their creative essence and their huge hearts and their vibrating lights and their energy, have been chained by the masters, okay, have been chained to believe in war, to believe in divisiveness, to believe in people of different colors hating other people, which is such a crock of shit. I have never run into that in my life. I've run into assholes of every different color, but I literally have never run into people. I mean, I can see they're like, okay, there's a white chick. Why is she coming in? Or, whatever. But it's because they've been taught that. But no one's ever hurt me because I'm white and they're whatever. Never happened. And nor have I done that with them either. Okay. So you have to understand that there's masters that play out here and we are the captured elephants. I actually feel like my soul's been captured here. That's what I feel like. I sound mental, but that's what I feel like. I like the mice too. The mice are my friends. The monkeys are my friends. The monkeys rule the planet. I shouldn't even say the planet is ruled by the monkeys because I love the monkeys. They're really cute. And I love how they pick zits on the backs of their friends because I kind of do like the idea of popping zits. People I know only and not now because it has to be 6 feet away. I'm going to have to invent something where I can pop zits on people. That's what I'm thinking. But just imagine if the elephants literally, I used to love popping zits. Oh my God. Like not on strangers, just people I like. Like if they had a zit, it just like, that's just fun. Okay. So imagine if the elephants actually literally knew their strength, their vision, and their healing ability. What if they knew that and they all walked out of the zoo? Okay, what if they did? But they don't because they've been put into fear. And because of the kindness of their souls, they don't question it. They go along with it and they resolve to their lifestyle. Okay, they resolve. They're like, I can't do anything. I'm nobody, meaning elephant wise. We're never get. So they damage them with depression. They stop them. Okay, they stop them from doing this. And so the elephants stand there. And when you get an older male elephant, he stands there and he doesn't even have a chain around his ankle and he's 2 tons. He could walk the fuck over those people and smack that guy down, that master who's been maybe nice and feeding him. But this is my question to people, and this has always been my question. Who the hell gave the zoos the right to trap animals? They're pimps. They're pimping out animals. There should be no zoos. We can look on the internet and we can see. I heard about this Tiger King. I haven't, but my friend Vanessa that I run with, when you see her on Instagram with me, we're 6 feet apart, by the way. So don't be calling the trail cops on us. But she was telling me that Tiger King guy, she was telling me that he literally she didn't know much about it. She watched something and said like, he's bizarre. But she was saying that he got the lions shipped to him. Why does anybody have the right to sell a lion and procure cash for it? Why? Who gave them the right? Who gave them the right? And actually, I have another pet peeve here. Watch me go off on this. Okay, so we got a bunch of animal lovers that have these big ass horses and dogs and kitties and yeah, tiger's blood. Yeah, Charlie Sheen makes me gag at this point. Anyway, what the hell was my point? Oh yeah, so I forget my point. What the hell? Now I just forgot. It went right out of my head. You're welcome. Yeah, but what the fucking hell was my point? Can't remember. Anyway, I believe like elephants, human beings are being contained. Oh yeah, horses, dogs, and cats. People put their horses in little stalls. Horses need to run free. What are they doing in little stalls? Your horses need to fucking run. They need to run. They're horses. They're wild. Stop this. Oh, it's my pet. I love it. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice life for your pet. I don't care where it is. It needs to have space to run. Big dogs, too. They got to be walked. Most of us don't do that. That's why I have Tulip. And even her, I let her out when she was little till she disappeared like 3 years ago for a week. I couldn't feel her. I was like, what happened to my Pippa? I call her Pippa. She's Tulip because looks like a little flower, but I call her Pippa because she's got the spirit of Pippi Longstocking. Remember the little kid that went on the voyages? And I'm thinking about that story now. Why was a little kid on a voyage on a pirate ship to begin with a bunch of men? Just saying. But anyway, the spirit of Pippi Longstocking, that's why I call her Pippa. So it's Tulip, but her nickname's Pippa. So I said to her, Pippa, you got to come back to me. So I called my friend and I said, is Tulip coming back? And to the day, I got my information. And then little Tulip limped down the street. And I was like, oh, Tulip. So I brought her in and her little leg was hurt. I don't know if a human being locked her in their garage or a coyote got her and she hid. She's not here. She's at my house. This is my studio. So I work from here because those boys of mine will not let me blather on here, especially now that they're all home. I made a deal to do my work from my workspace. So that's what happened. But Tulip, she came in and she never went back outside again after that. She never went back outside. Coyotes are everywhere. The coyote, well, no, coyotes aren't bad. They're just doing their wily thing. I call them Wily on my videos. I'm like, hey, Wily. I have been chased up the hill by like 5 coyotes. Tulip is, I don't know if you're asking me, Tulip is a Maine Coon. So, and she's got the calico little kitty face, but she's a Maine Coon and she's so cute. But she came back. She never went outside again. Even I let her outside. I told you I would open my bedroom window and I taught her, you can always come in the bedroom window. So I taught her how to climb up the eaves and go on the roof and jump in the window because she's an Aries kitty. She needed to be outside. I don't want to cage the kitty, but now she's okay. She's not here. She stays at home. She doesn't come up here with me because she's an old lady now, but I have her picture. I took a bunch of pictures of her. Let me show you these little pictures of my Pippa. I took them of her. I take them and then, but she doesn't come up here because she's old and I'd have to put her in the carry crate. And then she thinks we're going to the vet. And this is really a bad thing when she thinks we're going to the vet because I'm going to get howled at, scratched. Even though we're not at the vet, she thinks it's the fucking vet. Okay, hold on. Where did I put her pictures? Look at this. Somebody need her glasses on and she won't wear them. Okay. Let's find little Pippa. She's very, 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 very sweet and very cute and very cheeky little cat. Okay, so there's Pippa. See, that's Tulip. She's so cute. She's old. I think she actually just turned 14, not 13, 14. Yeah, she's very cute. She gives me that look like, what are you doing? What are you doing, mommy? See, there she is, Tulip. She's an Aries and she's lovely. And I know, she's very cute. She doesn't really get off she's got her little blankie there and she just likes to stay there unless you have fresh chicken. She loves fresh chicken. So if you come home from Costco with the chicken, she's going to wait till you cut the chicken up right there when it's hot, and she loves the chicken. So that's her special food. Other than that, she's pretty finicky. She's a finicky one. Yeah, she's very cute. But she's old now. She's actually 14, not 13. So I don't put her in the cart much. And then I took her to the groomer like a year ago down the street. And she came home and I think they drugged her because she was making funny faces. Like they gave her some kind of a sedative. And I'm like, you can't go back there. But I do take her to Dr. Sharp and he cuts her nails for me. And so when she gets in her little carrier, she thinks we're going to the vet. And she thinks that she's going to see Dr. Sharp, who she loves, but has a love-hate relationship. So she's very picky. Yeah, she used to bring us birds and she used to chase little lizards. They do that. I would escape the lizards. I'd tell her over there, I'd throw something over there and I'd scoot the lizard out the back before it got eaten with her. Oh no, the cat just passed away. I feel so sad when the kitties go. I feel sad for any animal when it goes because it's on this. Yeah, they do bring presents. They love to bring dead things. But I know when she got the little bird and brought it in, I was like, oh God, and then, it is a theory in our house, the bird mommies attacked her out there and she had to hide. But when you look at the animals, their spirits go to where the kids go to. That's been my experience. Like one time I had a client come in my house. She walked in and she'd had a pet llama. And when I didn't know this. It was like the second time I saw her. She never mentioned the llama. It was the llama that she had as a kid. When she walked in the house, I literally in my head saw a llama behind her. And I was like, wow. I said, you have a llama following her. And she started crying. And I'm like, oh God, I said something crazy. And she said, no, I had a pet llama. Like there was a pet on their farm growing up. And I was like, that's absolutely fascinating. The llama just showed itself to me for a quick second and then went back. So they do follow us. But I have seen children that have been deceased at a young age cross over with somebody that looks like a shepherd who is surrounded by animals, and I mean all kinds of animals, like giraffes and dogs and cats, and just almost like Noah's Ark, literally in my head with the children, and they play in the grass. That's what I've seen. So I know that the children and the animals kind of go together on the other side in their nature, in their spirit. So I know that. That's what I know from my experience. I got to word it that way, from my freaking experience, right? Yeah, she might have been attacked by a hawk. She could have been. She came in. She doesn't like to go out. She will come out with me, like if I'm doing gardening, and if I sit down, if I leave the door open, she peeks her head out and she'll come out. But she used to be a rough and tumble kitty. She used to follow my boys on their bike like a dog up to the pool. They would ride their little bikes, up to the pool, and like ride around the neighborhood. And she was always like out on the street following them on their bikes. She watched her boys. That's what she did. They were her boys. Me, she scratched at night in the ankles. She was an ankle scratcher, but we're good friends. So with the animal spirit, you can actually talk to your animals by just, like I said, put your hand on their back and put your hand under their bellies. Horses, you would just go up around the side of their neck as you're talking to them. Remember, in the spirit world, it's telepathic. So it's not like you're going to see your horse go, hey, I don't like my accommodations. I don't like it. What you're going to feel is you're going to telepathically feel the words and the pictures come into your mind. So with your horses and bigger animals, you just kind of go up along their neck. This is the best way I've found to read, because you want them to be able to feel that you come, that you have a question, and telepathically you're talking to them like, how are you? And then you kind of just feel what that is. You feel it. You just feel it. And then you get images and pictures and all kinds of things. And it comes pretty easily when it comes to animals. So that's actually a really cool thing with animals. They're really lovely. Pet psychics. Yeah, pet psychics work. Any psychic should be able to read your pet, because an animal's energy is not a lying, covered up, wearing 25 masks, full of shit person asking questions. A lot of people that come for psychic readings aren't prepared for the information they get. And they don't want to hear it. They want to think one way, this way, and not hear it. I mean, I've even argued with my friend. I'm like, oh, fuck you. That's never happening. And it happens. And I know better. And I'm half teasing them. But it's hard to think of yourselves in a different way, right? Yeah, animals are actually guides. They are not pets. That's correct. They're quote not pets. We call them pets. They're in bondage on this society. No, I never read Tulip. I mean, she comes to me. I know what she's thinking. So technically, yes, but I haven't sat down to formally read her. I just kind of know what she's feeling, like that. So when you read the larger animals, you just want them to trust you and to do that. But in order for you guys to be more psychic, and actually, I really feel like the more that I think about it, meditation, if you take like a 5-second, I was going to say 5 minutes. I can only do 5 seconds, but cold shower to get your immune system working so you can feel like Wim Hof videos. Do that. Do something you haven't done. Eat differently. Start to eat to look at your body like a machine. Your body doesn't need to break down. And if it is broken down, think of it in terms of balance. Now, here's a way that I found to be a really good way, actually, when you have a health issue, to talk about how to get your body back in balance. When you meditate, ask your guides to show you what you need to do. And then you have to be open to feel your body do these things. You have to be a little bit open with it. Meaning if your body says, you need to go, I don't know, brush the bottom of your feet or put pressure behind your knees. I'm just making up something. Then that's what you need to do in that sense, right? So you would need to do something like that. Okay, so I forgot to look at these Instagram things. It just popped into my head. We cannot land on your planet until you go. That's funny. That's true. Okay. People are sending me the funniest memes. It's just funny. This is all I do all day. I don't even know what day it is. Okay, so what are we doing over here? Let's look. At least I didn't get so much like hate mail recently, which is like really good. I was super excited about not getting that. Okay, finally on you know who, hello friends. Uh I don't live in Wisconsin, but I'm a fan of democracy. Who the fucking hell isn't? Get those ballots postmarked by holy cow today. Hanks. This is what he put up. Okay, so that's interesting. If you are a fan of democracy, you should stop trying to shove your mother effing opinion down our throats while you have TV out there. People got to think what the hell they want to think, but I don't buy that for 1 second. Like, it's so obvious that something strange is going on, but I don't know what. It's so interesting. This whole thing, oh, we have more videos. I don't dare show this woman's video. Yeah, she put a post of whoever just died. Somebody that just died. Let's see. Oh, tonight, 8 CMT, we're playing a great tribute to Kenny Rogers. I showed you guys my Kenny Rogers pictures. And then she's got that video on again that she had from before. So that video, no, you didn't miss the card reading. So she has that video, on, so I can't show you her. So let's look at that crazy bitch Madonna. Now, all of these people, I just listened to De Niro, who hijacks the Oscars with his political rants. It's like, I'm sorry, did I pay you to think for me? I think that you're like a mouthpiece for a script. Like, go back over there. And they think they're so clever, and it's so weird, right? Anyway, they were all out saying that we need to stay at home and we can find things to do at home. And I heard a bunch of actors, and I can't think of them all. Kevin Bacon was one, Kris Kardashian, Kim, sorry, Kardashian, Bernie already dropped out. Didn't Bernie drop out? That's what I heard. I heard a bunch of them, De Niro being one of them. Even they dragged out Danny DeVito, Schwarzenegger, all of them. And they've all got these like weird beards. But I don't blame them. They can't get to their freaking hairdresser. So they're going to be like, whatever. But they were all saying the same thing. Now, I want you to understand the wording of this. When somebody says to you, you should stay in, or you could kill an older person. Fuck you and your guilt. I'm not killing anybody because I'm not sick. So until I'm proven to be sick, shut the bleeping fuck up with that. And I mean it. I am so sick of that. Anybody that gets on there and says that in that way is manipulative. Like a narcissist, you are trying to maneuver the idea. Here's what you need to say. If you're sick, stay at home. If you have a fever, stay the fuck at home. If you are thinking you have a fever and have panic disorder, for God's sakes, stay at home. If you have a rash on your skin, stay at home. Whatever it is. But if you sit there and you're a celebrity and you tell me that I should stay at home for no reason, and I will take my temperature every day, and if I don't have a fever, I am going out. Tough shit. That is what I am doing. Okay? Sorry. That's what they do. I'm serious. My friend who has a company that receives orders from out of the country, basically China. I'm not going to say her name, so I don't want her to get hate mail. But anyway, she gets product from out of the country in China. Her people over there, before they go into the factory where they package everything, they have to take their temperature before they go into the factory to work. So if you don't have a fucking temperature, you're not a fucking carrier of anything. And guess what? It's up to me if I choose to go outside when I don't have a temperature. And these celebrities, of which De Niro was one of them, there was De Niro, there was Kevin Bacon. These are the ones I remember. Lovato, Demi Lovato, another one with a beard, DeVito, Schwarzenegger in that movie Twins, remember? This is like really funny. That was funny concept, like they're going to be twins. And some other people, some nice speaking people, some Canadian actors, I remember that. Anyway, they're all saying the same thing, okay? They're all saying the same thing. If you go out, you could kill an older person. Let's save our, yeah, so exactly. Let's save our old people. Well, you're the ones, not me. You're the ones that are doing that. I know. Well, Kevin Bacon, it's such a shame, but apparently he's a shill for that. How come they're all saying the same thing and trying to guilt people into not going out? Meanwhile, Kim Kardashian's like, she didn't quite say it the way she's the one that spoke more truthfully. She said, my mom came over, we went for a walk, and we were 6 feet the fuck apart. So she said that properly. Like, she's not saying just stay at home, hang out in your basement. She's saying she went out. If you don't have a fever, oh, lover boy. Yes. Okay. Sorry. I just Canadian. I just flashed all the way back to 1982. Just like this. Boom. Some acid dropping in some lover boy and somewhere on the weekend getting left in a bathroom up north, and before the driver remembered that he had a passenger in the car because he was really high and left me in the bathroom there for like a day. Anyway, that's a long story, but that's a lover boy story. Okay, so but when you're doing that, saying that, listen to anybody that tells you when you go outside you are putting old people in danger. No, you're not. You know who's putting old people in danger? Who's putting old people in danger are the people that are telling them and making them afraid and shutting themselves off and putting them in the old folks home. Bring your old people out of the old folks home as long as they're not contagious, if they have other things going on, and bring them home. Bring them home and love them, right? I know the driver was so high. I went to the bathroom in this gas station, and we were up like by Peterborough, going past there, like Fenland Falls, all the way back, if any of you know that out there. Anyway, there I was in my running shoes, no jacket on because I was too cute, little, I was going to wear a jacket because back then I was hot all the time in my head. I went to the bathroom and I come out and I'm like, where the hell is the car? I literally waited 3.5 hours for him to get to the destination and somebody to go, hey, where's Sloan? And for him to go, I don't know. Left me in the bathroom, had to drive all the way back and get me. Meanwhile, I had to hang out in the bathroom and they had to stay open because it was 40 below. Yeah, that's what happens when you get dropped off in a bathroom. Yeah, I watched the video with David Icke. Exactly. And these people, here's how you tell if somebody is authentic or not. What are they saying from their own mind? What is their own agenda? What are they saying? Like if somebody really believes in something, then they believe in it, and you can tell when they say it, okay? You can tell. If somebody doesn't believe in it but says what 900 other people, like you just know when you look at the Academy Awards, you know when they all go up on stage and they all say the same thing, that they're monkey puppets. They're all a bunch of mother effing monkey puppets. Number one, it's an award show, entertainment. So that's why we're tuning in, possibly fashion show, possibly creative art show, possibly anything like that. But when they start espousing the same opinion and then they punish people who don't have the same opinion, I wonder to myself how you've been hijacked mentally because you don't have your own opinion. And it's fine that they want to be what they want to be. I don't even care. Like as a person, I have friends that disagree with me immensely. Immensely. They think Canada's a free country and I have to go. I'm sorry. I'm just not buying that. I ran away from there, but that's my opinion. And there's some Canadians that think it's a beautiful, wild country. The government leaves, a lot towards socialism from my experience, but that's my experience. So I have a different opinion. They have a different opinion. Can we not do that without saying you're not going to work? You're going to be shut down. You're going to have this happen if you don't agree. Isn't that is communist China? Now I feel sorry for the people in freaking communist China. I want to go escape the people from North Korea. I want to go to North Korea and let those people out. Socialism is awesome. Okay, well, Bernie just dropped out. So that kind of feels like we're in socialism right now. We're all doing the same thing. Shadow people, the veil is very thin right now. But see, if you like, Canada's a beautiful country. There's nothing more gorgeous. But if you like socialism, I'm not going to not be your friend because, yeah, I know somebody says socialism is not awesome. Somebody says it is. I'm not going to not be your friend if you think that way. I mean, why, what the hell? What is that? What the actual fuck is that, right? Like, oh, I can't be your friend. Do you think I'm friends with people that eat red meat? I most certainly am. I'm also friends with people that drink alcohol, and I have a huge aversion to people that drink alcohol, but I'm friends with them because it's their choice, and I'm not a fascist. So you want to drink, drink. Now, I draw the line at certain things, and it's always child abuse. So if there's child abuse, that's where I draw the line. I don't accept that. If I catch you doing that or I think you're doing that, I'm not fucking going to be your friend. And that's my big, huge line. If you punch your wife in the face, I'm not going to be your friend. If you punch your husband in the face, I may laugh for a while and I'm still not going to be your friend because I'm not doing any of that violent shit. None of that, but especially with children. Now, getting back to the shadow people, the shadow people are interesting because that's on the astral level, literally. So when people say they see shadow people, again, they see people out of the corner of their eyes. That could be a spirit that's crossed over, right? That could be somebody who's crossed over that you're catching. That can also be, there are organizations on Earth of so-called human beings that know how to project themselves onto the astral level. So when you project yourself onto the astral level and you get a person who's psychic or in tune or intuitive, they can pick up on being watched. So like shadow people. Like when I was a kid, I used to think, and I'm so lucky I wasn't diagnosed with schizophrenic. I'm saying, because when I was a kid, I could feel the eyes looking at me through the walls. Now go tell that to your parents and be adopted and then get drove up to the shrink. But I'm so lucky, seriously. It's not that. It's that they're on the astral level and I could see through to it. And I was seeing through the veil. The veil is so thin right now, so thin. Like, trust me when I tell you that. One of my clients, okay, this afternoon I was talking to one of my fellow friends who's in the spiritual community, and he was saying that in October through to December of this coming year, during to the Mars retrograde, the Jupiter, Pluto going back into, I'm sorry, Saturn going back into Capricorn retrograde, Mars retrograde, all of those things happening, that it was going to be brutal. Well, after that, one of my clients, one of the people on here, I'm not going to say her name, but I told her to start telling people, she was being given information that October there would be like law enforcement lockdown, which we're calling martial. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, she was saying that, and I was like, that's very true with the astrology. Like, it's very interesting. The astrology is coinciding. So it's this tug of war energetically, which is fascinating. So I would say, unless we, the people, and especially on Holy Week, if anything, okay, if you look, Jesus died on the cross and was resurrected, all right? So we know this. So he was, whatever the hell they did to him, tortured, lied, backstabbed, whatever. No, not locked down till then. Again, then I've been picking up over Christmas, we're going to be shut down too, because I don't think for some reason it's coinciding with everything that seems to be Holy Week, the high holidays. So there's a part of us that has to wait to see if what they're saying is true, fully the numbers and those kind of things, just to see it. But I'm literally saying to you, on the 31st of April or 30th or whatever is in this month, I'm like, it's 30, 31, I can't even do it in my head. Whatever, the end of the month, we really should not be inside. We really should resume things. I'm not a doctor, but again, I'll remind you, neither is Bill Gates or that other guy. And that Fauci, whoever, that guy, sounds like a fettuccine running, sitting there. That guy, I mean, his reputation is horrific. He's part of the establishment with the head of the World Health Organization, what's his name? Thomas or that guy, you know who I mean. I gotta look it up now because it's gonna drive me crazy that I don't know his name. I do know his name in my head. Tedros Adder, whatever. There you go. This is a good one, isn't it? There, that guy and that guy, This guy who was in Ethiopia and basically, I'm going to say, let his people starve or whatever the hell he did, genocided them on purpose, didn't give them the medicine, whatever it is, who's suddenly now the head of the World Health Organization, self-appointed, I might add. I'm also the head of the Battlestar Galactica, but you know, no one gives me a fucking crown. Anyway, the Fucci person, Fettuccini, he was working with him like 40 years ago. What are we doing? Like, what the actual hell is going on? What is going on? Okay, so that's enough. Anyway, that was my rant there, but I really don't understand what's going on. I do know that it seems to be during all of the holidays, and during that, like, it's just this lockdown for voting. That could very well be. But you know what? Here's the thing. Yeah, Ted Ross is pure. Well, he's a, he's a mass murderer. I mean, but he's the head of the World Health Organization with that other guy, Mike Ryan, that blonde moron, who did the tape where he says we're going to come into your house and take your kids. What the fuck? No, you're not, because I'm sorry, you're really not, because we have the right to bear arms. And obviously our forefathers knew how important that was. Now, I'm sure you're against gun violence. We all are. However, if that blonde guy decides somebody is in your family is sick and he's going to take them to a comfortable spot and a dignified spot, whatever the hell that means, if he's going to do that, I'm sorry. I'm glad I have the right to bear arms in this country. Seriously, okay? Mama bear syndrome, whatever that means. Okay. But it's very interesting that this is going on and that these people are dictating public health. What about people who choose not to follow the health stuff because they feel my body, my choice? What is it with women that want to tell people to do things, but they want their body, their fucking choice? Okay, bitches, your body, your choice, my body, my choice in every area of my life. Okay, really, because I've been getting hate mail from women that want me to support their right to have an abortion. Fine. Or I'm sorry, to have choice. Not the abortion part, the choice part. I support you 100% for your choice, but I want you to support my right, my body, my choice, whatever, who I want to have in my body, what I want to do to my body, what I want to inject into my body or not inject into my body, my choice. And this is my motto. I'm going to keep saying it until people want to stab me in the forehead with it. It's my body, my choice. And I had this problem before I started doing the cards. I'm going to hold you hostage again, but I had this problem because I had home births with my kids. And when Keithy got sick and had to go to the hospital, they actually took him and tried to get an injunction from me seeing my kid. He was 9.5 pounds, by the way, when he was born. 9 and over and a bit, not a half, but 9 and 4 ounces, whatever. It might as well have been 12. But so he was a healthy baby, well fed, but they tried to convince his father to not pay attention to me because there was something wrong with me because I had a home birth. Now he got strangled coming out and the midwife didn't get there on time, which is where we ran into trouble. We had to check, and he came home on Christmas Day, just like the baby Jesus. He was my little baby Jesus. It's a joke. People don't get too upset. Anyway, he came home on Christmas Day, but I had to actually get a lawyer and get everybody to step in. And thank God that John was on the same side as me with that. Seriously, I literally had to get a lawyer to stop what they were doing because you know why? A normal birth in a hospital is about anywhere from 6 to 10 grand. Well, that's what you pay a midwife too. It's just not going to the hospital. You're paying a midwife for her services out of pocket, not covered by insurance, so they cannot twist the bill. I didn't want that. I didn't want a man doctor touching me. I didn't want them cesarean. Jason came out in the jacuzzi. Keithy, I went in the jacuzzi, realized something was not working right down there, stepped out of the jacuzzi so that you could see, and his father pulled him out, untangled him, but he had like a little respiratory thing after that, my little Keith. And anyways, perfectly fine. But in the hospital, I got a ration of shit, okay? Somebody said my Jason is hot. Who's saying that about my Jason? He's my Jason, my baby Jason. My Keithy's hot too, but I'm their mom. I can't think that way. La 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 la. Yeah, I didn't want them to take my birth experience. I didn't want an epidural. I wanted to feel the pain. At this point in my life, I would tell them to get a surrogate, drug the surrogate, let her have the baby and bring it home in a month. I know, right? That's just because it was freaking painful. But my point is, didn't the government didn't want me to do that. There's a whole movement. There was this beautiful doctor at Planned Parenthood that I had a conversation with, and she was a young woman in her 30s. She was a beautiful gynecologist doctor, meaning very well studied and very much pro woman's choice. And, you know, if you and your partner want to have your baby this way, I mean, really, really awesome. She was moving to Portland. Like, she was a great gynecologist in that she could look at your body and just know what you had happen, and just really good. Not a traditional doctor, very, very astute at what she did. But she had to leave the state because of the home birthing laws going so against her thinking. She was like, this is ridiculous, you know, ridiculous. Anyway, so she moved to Oregon, and there went my good gynecologist. Just saying. You know how we women, we need our gynecologists. Okay. All right, let's see. Why do you give Gates a voice anyway? Well, because he's the one, because I can talk. How about this? I can talk about anything I want on my YouTube. You, on the other hand, can go watch another YouTube, but it is a good question because it's what's going on in the world. So I talk about a lot of things about what's going on in the world. That's what I'm going to say. Wait, somebody had a midwife too. Yeah, my dad was born on the kitchen table. No lie. Yeah, they did that back then. That's what they did. I'm not saying like there aren't people that, I'm not saying there aren't people that don't, oh, the media. Yeah, okay. I'm like bitching back. I'm like, let me punch you. Because I get so much hater mail. I'm like, fuck you for saying something. Who said stop breeding? Wait, how about stop breeding? No, I'm sorry. That's our job here. They don't want us to breed. I'm going to keep breeding. Well, I'm not going to keep breeding, but my baby bred, and we got Lila, and they're going to breed more, and they're all going to breed, and there's going to be more and more kids. We're going to have a ton of them. That's why I like the Hispanic community. They keep having children because I've now learned this planet doesn't want you to have children. So have children. That's what you're here to do. We're the creative species. The other ones are the whatever. They don't have souls. So I'm going to keep breeding, but it's too old for me. I may adopt somebody else's kids now. I don't want to be a mom again. Unless it's a Lila. Wait, my birthday is May 2nd. Okay, somebody said, and I can't even see it. All right, so we're going to do a card reading. Okay, the truth is scary to the sheep. You know what? I will say this before I start. I don't understand why people are afraid of the truth. You may not like the truth, okay? You may not like it, obviously. You may not like that, the truth. However, truth is power. Once you know what's going on and you understand it, you can actually fight it. You can choose to fight it. You can choose to walk away from it. You can choose to ignore it. You can choose, but you choose from the correct frame of reference. You do not make choices under deception. If you don't have the truth, it is under deception. Yeah, I have a grandbaby, Lila. I have my rascal pants. She'll be 9. She's a Gemini, and she is the best rascal in the world. She's been here, but I'm not allowed to see her now because they're distancing from me because of this or whatever. Because her other grandmother works in like a nursing home, and so she helps patients pass over on the other side as they're leaving in a hospice, so she's more at risk. And Rascal Pants stays over there quite a bit, but I'll see my Rascal soon. But she will be 9. 9, so cute. How do we stop? Yeah, I don't think we stop it, but I think if you speak the truth, people will start. If enough of us are speaking, Rascal is a nice name. She's a rascal. She's full of rascally energy. She's so good. She did, well, it was on Facebook. I gave her a deck of cards and I said, just read. And she did it, and she did it really good. She did it really nicely. Okay, so we're going to pick a pile. I'm starting with pile number 3. My husband is a Keithy. I love that name. Keithy. He hates it. I can just see him rolling his eyes right now. Wait, something. Okay, anyway. My Keithy was so cute when he was born. He had this big head. And my friend Vic called him an alien because he was this little teeny body and he kind of had like a triangle head. And so every time I'd take him with me to the gym when he was little, Vic would say to me, you know, I got to give that kid $1. His head's too strange. He's like, tell him to put it in the fund. It was in the fund. It was really cute. But Keithy had this big, big head and this long, lanky body. And now he grew his big, big head into his long, lanky body. Very, very cute. And Jason was so like sweet. And Jason, I have a picture of him when he was born and his first car ride. And he his little mouth was open and you can see him like mid-picture chirping away like this, talking like the kid never shut up. So cute. And he was more of a rounder baby with these big happy round cheeks. But see, he's a Cancer and Keith's a Saggy. So there you go. There's a Sag and Cancer. So they're going to come out differently. You know what I found? Our rising signs, okay? Our rising signs. So whatever your rising sign is, you tend, and I've noticed this recently, as you age to look like the opposition. So if you're a Capricorn rising and Cancer on the 7th, you tend to look more Cancer. If you are, you know, Virgo here and Pisces on the 7th, you'll look more Pisces, and then you're rising. It's weird. Okay, someone wanted to show me a picture, and because I'm a mom, I gotta brag and show. This is so cute. I have their baby picture right here. They hate when I show this, but anyway. Okay, so can you see? That's Keithy when he's 6 months old with that big head and his little farm animals on him. And that's Jason. See? Cute Jason. Look, he's like 3. Isn't he cute? He's just shy like a little Cancer. So cute. I know that's my favorite. I don't know if I have, where's my rascal Lila? I have her on a mug in the kitchen, but I'm not going to get it. I'm going to get it. I have her somewhere. I have her in Jason's picture. Where did I put her? She gives me a mug, and I have a magnet with Lila's picture. But Lila, oh, I've got a ton of pictures of Lila. This is Lila at Estelle's house. I have a picture of Lila at Estelle's house for Estelle's birthday. Lila loved Estelle. She thought Estelle was really cool because Estelle does fashion and Lila likes fashion. So I got to show you this little picture. Yeah, I'll stop. Now I'm holding you hostage with the pictures. I'll stop. But anyway, this isn't at Estelle's house, but this is Lila being a lawyer for a school career day. See, that's grandbaby Lila. She's very cute. That's her. Anyway, she's darling cute, but I have this really darling picture. Oh, here. There she is at Estelle's house. She's a little sweet on the beach, waiting, just looking out. She grabbed my sun hat out of the car with her. Mom dresses her so cute. Her mom's so stylish. Her mom's a makeup artist and very stylish. And then she grabs my sun hat and she's like, this is my new style. So it looked like she was put together, and she had a little ice cream cone on her purse, little fluffy ice cream cone. She's so cute. Such a stylish young woman, and such a tomboy at the same time, and such an animal lover. Yeah. So the animals love her. They love her. I hope she's a vet one day, maybe. I don't know if she will be, but she had 3 horses, 2 guineas, hamster, 3 cats, or 2 cats, or 1 cat passed, 3 dogs, all kinds of things. June 17th. Who said that? That's Lila's birthday. That's the rascal's birthday. My Gemini love bug. Okay, so I'll stop. Now I've lost my mind. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to try to be serious. We're going to start with pile number 3 tonight. So we're going to work backwards because someone asked. So we are going to shuffle. So we want to clear our minds when we're asking a question, okay? When we're asking a question for a pile, all right? We're not even going to, we're just going to say whoever picks number 3, we need to hear what number 3 needs to hear, what number 2 and number 1. But I'm going to start with pile number 3. Somebody goes pile number 3. Okay. Yeah, pile number 3. Okay. So I'm doing that. I'm going to shuffle once more. Tracy Twyman. Yeah. You know what? That's just bullshit. That poor young woman, that young lady with her 11-year-old son, murdered, straight up fucking murdered. Another June 17th. Awesome. And a Virgo rising, Virgo moon. Oh, you're double Virgo, super psychic. Lila's a Virgo rising, but she's a Cap moon. So you're double. So is your moon in the 12th or in the 1st? Because that's in the 12th is going to make it more psychic, but more problems with your mother. It's probably how you can tell. Anyway, Tracy Twyman literally murdered. Okay. Find your rising sign on Astro Lab for free. Yeah, exactly. Put your time, go online, find your sun, moon, and your rising. Shutting down something. All right. Double Pisces here. Double Pisces is really hard. Okay. Let's go. Let's pick cards. Pile number 3 gets the first card. Pile number 2 gets the second. Pile number 1 gets the third. So pile number 1 will be third tonight. All right. So then I'm going to use the Day of the Dead deck again because it's kind of cool. Internet shutting down. Is it shutting down tonight? Yeah. Well, they say that that's what's going to happen. And I hope when that happens, that people actually go out their front door and march down to City Hall and say, what the fucking hell are you doing? Because we are then being held hostage for no reason. And that's the truth. Don't shut the internet down. Don't do that. Ridiculous. Okay, so pile number 3, pile number 2, and pile number 1. Okay, so then, where's my other deck here? You know, we got to get the naked deck out because, yeah, naked. Okay, that's a sexual magic deck. Don't get all bent out of shape and prudish with me because this is all I'm getting these days with this 6 feet distance shit, right? Yeah, I'm telling all my other clients, don't be having sex on the internet with your video on because they could be videoing you and then they'll have... Can you imagine how much of that's going on right now? Yeah, I know. Some of my younger clients ask questions. You think it's okay? I'm like, I don't know. I wouldn't be on camera doing that. I don't care if they take the internet. I just think that once they do that, you should know that it's a coup to take over the world. Like it's literally a coup to take over the world. Like you should know that. Okay, so pile number 3, pile number 2, and pile number 1. Okay, and then we're going to use, of course, I'm just using the same cards I did last night. We are all doomed. I don't really care if I die. I'm not joking you. Like you've got to get your faith because we're going to die anyway. So why not die with a good fight? This is how I feel. I never thought I'd say this. Like I thought at this age I'd be, I don't know, baking cookies or something, whatever. But you got to go out with a fight because you will die anyway in this life. That's one thing guaranteed. You're going to die. So what the hell? Speak up, use your voice. What's to be afraid? You just don't want to die today? That's what the elephants think. And they've lived a life of hostage servitude to the master. Okay? Look what they did to other human beings during, like the slaves. Look what they did. They took human fucking beings and told these people because they had a tan, basically. How many dumbass white people go out and get their fucking skin tanned? And meanwhile, we're racist back then. Hello, clue, why are you burning your skin if you don't like that? Duh. Anyway, they took these people and they held them hostage, those poor people. And other people let that shit happen. So don't think that people out there are going to help you. You got to just decide to say, you know what? I'm going to fucking fight and fuck you. I don't care. I'll fight myself. And if enough of us stand up and do that, then it's modern day slavery. Exactly. If enough of us stand up and do that, I may die, you may die, but then there'll be 15 more behind us. And hopefully at the end of that, there'll be 100,000 more, 200,000 more. Never. Because seriously, Germany and the deep South, nobody, like who in what family let someone do that to another human being? What woman is sitting there letting their man do that shit that they did? What is going on? So we need to actually freaking remember that. So give them till the end of the month. And then I'm saying pull the trigger and fight. Not literally with a gun. I'm saying with your mouth, with your internet, with your marching down to City Hall, with your mask on if you must. But go down there and do that. You will find your rising sign out by your time of birth. So you have to know your time of birth. Okay, pile number 3, pile number 2, and pile number 1. Okay, sun, moon, ascendant, walking contradiction. Yeah, okay, well, no, Gemini, Sag is it's a squaring. It's not a contradiction. We are to learn through completely different expressions. And remember, the rising sign is the mask. Aries rising is like my little Jason. My little chirperoo is an Aries rising. Oh my God. He's always revolting against somebody or something. Meaning he's in the fight. Like he will, he will do that. He's a strong, tough kid, that little Aries rising. Has to protect the Cancer sun. See, and the Capricorn moon is militant. Oh God, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm just thinking of Kenna. She got a daughter and Jason, both of them with a Capricorn moon. I'm like, Jesus. She's pulling in the Capricorn, and her father, the grandpa, is Capricorn. So she's pulling in the Capricorn energy big time. I found it really funny, though. I'm like, shit. Leo rising. I'm Leo rising. I'm Leo sun, Leo moon, Leo rising. Cancer Venus, Cancer Mars, Cancer Jupiter, and everything is in the 12th house. And then my Virgo's in the 1st house, my Uranus and Pluto. So, and then Saturn in the 8th and Neptune on the 4th. My Saturn in the 8th probably won't get killed, but yeah, I know I'm a Leo. I'm not really though, but it's in the 12th house. So I'm not as out there. Leo, Sag, Aries rising. Well, that's a fun combination of fire. I bet you good debates. Aquarius rising. I like Aquarius rising. They're quirky. Neptune is in Pisces. Well, that's its natural position. Very good. Libra moon, Scorpio sun. Okay, that balances out. Scorpio sun, Libra moon, more friendly than normal. Scorpio, Aquarius, all this good stuff. Okay, pile number 3, pile number 2, pile number 1. Aries here. I love Aries. I love the fire signs. You know what? I just love if I love you, I don't care what. When people ask me what sign goes with another sign, I don't look at it that way, because if you like somebody, that's your heart, and their sign could be diametrically opposed to you in the opposite way. Cancer sun, Sag moon, and Taurus rising. That's interesting, because the Taurus wants to be stable, but the Sag is not going to be stable, and the Cancer just wants to hide. The moon is pretty. The moon is pretty. Gemini sun, moon, Pisces rising. Well, that's a difficult one. You must be having 400 conversations. All signs can be compatible. Yeah, I don't read like that. I actually don't ever read like that. I literally just say, if this is who you're with, this is how the interaction will be, but you can still be with them. We know this. We know people are married for 100 billion years and they don't even want to be there. And we know other people are divorced and they're madly in love with their person they divorced from. So we know this, or their exes or whatever. So we know that. Taurus, Aries rising. That gives it, oh, that's a stubborn little thing there. That's a stubborn energy. I saw a bunch of stuff. Okay, somebody is saying, has Hank's been arrested? I have no idea. Okay, pile number 3. I'm going to shut up. Pile number 3. Pile number 3, first card right off the bat is Judgment with pile number 3. Pile number 3 be pulling in Judgment. And then Queen of Cups. I'm going to tell you psychically what I get. I'm getting a picture. Queen of Cups. I love this deck. This is the Day of the Dead deck, and it's so interesting to me. The colors are really vivid, and I find it very interesting. Now we go to the Naked deck, and the Naked deck is the 6 of Pentacles. Now, now this is interesting. Just look at this card. I find this deck fascinating, aside from its nudity. Look at her foot. What is she using on her foot? Look at the rope around the apple. Look what she's doing with the apple, and look at the man in the background. Very interesting. Okay, so pile number 3. That deck is so fascinating to me. This is kind of what's going on. Moving on. So this is a relationship thing, but I'm going to twist it in a whole other way. Okay, and then here we are. We have the Emperor. Okay, so for pile number 3, I believe this is relationship. I know, the sex deck. I found it so funny. I just was, okay, whatever, I'm a pervert. Pile number 3, what's going on with you guys is there is a deciding whether you are comfortable in the old rules of a relationship. So to me, what I'm seeing here is that there's some pushback between you and the person you're in a relationship with. And I really feel like it's a romantic relationship. And the pushback is, are you going to allow this person to continue to respond to you and you respond to them? The 6 of Pentacles, 6 feet apart. There you go. Are you going to allow them to respond to you in the same way that they have been, because it's taking your power away? This is a power control balance thing. The Emperor, it must be his way, and it's only his way. So you're making a decision about whether it's not ending the relationship, it's how does the relationship dynamic change? So you are now seeing the dynamic of this relationship change in such a different way. And are you going to allow that, or are you going to step back from that? So are you going to push back from the relationship, or are you going to step forward into it and accept what the person who has more of a controlling interest in it wants for you? So it's very interesting, pile number 3, because you're in the process of this right now. And I really do find this fascinating. Now, the Emperor is interesting because you learn a lot. This is an intellectual, boundaries is a good word. This is an intellectual relationship. You learn from this person. So this person you've given a certain amount of a trust and a certain amount of conversation with because you look to them because they are intelligent in your mind. You think they are. And so you learn from them and you learn a lot. So it's very hard to let the person that you learn from step back because they are encroaching on your boundaries. That's what's happening with number 3. So we're going to see what else is happening with number 3. My 31-year marriage. Well, you set that man back. It's not like he's going anywhere after 31 years. Where's he going? Sorry, that's mean. It could happen, I guess. That's why he's out. There you go. There's somebody. I must not be much of a Cancer. I only have Cancer in one house. No, it's not about the house. If you're a Cancer, sun, moon, or rising, that's you have Cancer. Okay, so let's see. Number 3. Okay, then, I know exactly what this is about. Okay, so pile number 3, look at this. You've got the Queen of Pentacles and the 8 of Rods over here, okay? So you who pick pile number 3 are wanting to assert yourself financially in the context of work. So this is what you're wanting to do. And your man doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want you to do that because he knows that money is independence. Money is always independence. So you, pile number 3, are trying to move through the situation by gaining your independence financially through work. Okay, there we go. You are now creating this for yourself. And at first, pile number 3, I love giraffes, me too. Pile number 3, at first, you did not want to and were not believed that you were going to go forward with this. But now it won't stop. You're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And the whole thing is changing with the construct of who you are. So it is controlling. Very interesting. So that's it. Let's look at a time frame. Pick one for the time. Okay, now this is interesting. This is the Justice card in the different deck, but this is October time frame. This is October. So the time frame for you to get your independence is actually October, pile number 3. Sun in Aquarius, Libra moon, and ascendant Aries. That gives you a little bit of niceness with a little bit of a punch. Okay, pile number 2, Taurus, Taurus, Aries. Taurus, Taurus, Aries. I love to make the Taurus horns. I don't know why. I have a big picture of a bull. I do love the bulls. Okay, Virgo, Libra, Libra. Well, that could be hard. Pisces, Libra, Cancer. Okay. Yeah, see, now you know. So you got to learn a little bit about each one so that you know. Okay, so now pile number 2. We have the star card for beginning for pile number 2. So we have the star card. So that is good. Now I'm just going to see what I pick up here. We have, what is this? The 3 of Cups. Decisions, people, but look, they're kind of cute. They're all dead and they're having like dinner together. Then we have the sex cards. Now this one looks kind of interesting. Somebody has a sex swing here. Just a warning. And somebody has dropped their, look at that. Who is thinking of these cards? I wish I'd have thought of this deck, right? Okay, I'll stop. This is the 4 of Wands, and it's kind of interesting because it's going on at the same time as the other stuff. So this is interesting. Look at this. Win or lose. Somebody is in a competition. Someone is in a competition here. And then we have the Hangman. Okay, so then we have the Hangman. Now this is interesting because this is more of understanding your Does her day, wait, does it day anything about no sex? No. Well, you can have sex yourself. I'm just saying. All right, I'll stop. Anyway, pile number two. Pile number two. This is telling me more about the context of the way that you react to things in your environment. Do you just go along with things that people say because it's easier for you to do that? And is the context of the things that you go along with what you actually want to go along with? So there's a reevaluation of your belief systems with pile number two. You are actually thinking, do I want to do this or do I want to do that? Do I believe like this anymore or do I believe that? So there's a shift in the way that you think, pile number two. And the shift is coming from the fact that you are just going through the motions in your life. So what I feel is coming up for you, and I'm going to just pull another card on the timing. What I feel is coming up for you is there's a little bit of a shock coming up for you because you are going to decide, should I do this? Should I do that? You're going to do something that surprises you. So pile number two, this is a shedding of your skin, coming out of like the way that you thought about yourself and going into a different vision for yourself. Okay. And now we got the 10 of rods. Now this is interesting because this has taken a long time for you to get here. This has taken you, if I were to say anything, probably since you were, I'm going to go back about 6 years ago, actually, timing wise. So however old you are, I'm like, since you were, and I'm like, wait, we don't know how old you are. Who I'm talking to. I'm like, yeah. So I'll go back about 6 years with that. This is a restructuring of what you think about the world, how you think about things, what you think about it, how you're going to do it. What is it? What is it you're going to do and how are you going to do it? And do you even believe that anymore? Like, do you just wake up and have a cheese sandwich for breakfast? Is that what you want to do? Or do you want to do something else? Do you want to change what you do? And are the people in your environment, it's very similar to pile number one, but yet not. Are the people in your environment going to accept your kind of quirky changes? So you're going to get a different label, a new vision of yourself. People will see you differently. This could be as far as you've worn your hair back in a ponytail for 500 years and suddenly you're like, you know what? I'm not going to put my hair in a ponytail. I'm going to shave the back and pretend I have a ponytail on or whatever. It's an entirely different shift in who you are as a person and what it is you are going to do as a person. Okay, so it's kind of interesting because you're coming out of your shell. So you're finally authentically stepping into yourself. Pile number two. Now let's pick another card just because we can and we will. Okay, so you will be met with some confrontation with this. Knight of Swords. People are going to be judging you. Now, how people judge of you, and I want to warn you because it's swords. Swords can be a little bit passive aggressive. So let's look at it this way. Let's look at it as I'm telling you, if I'm the people in your life, I'm telling you something and, you know, I'm like, oh my God, that's such a lovely dress. It's a perfect dress, you know, like the dresses those big girls wear, or, oh my God, that looks great. What a beautiful dress. My 8-year-old wears that. It's a compliment with an undertone of sarcasm and passive aggressive. That is exactly what's happening here. Exactly. Okay. Exactly. So you are going to be seen differently. And what I'm going to encourage everybody to do actually is to keep working on your work. Keep working on what you're doing on. Don't let this shit of these fucking people, these idiots, especially someone like De Niro, change your mind. Literally fight. Fight for the belief that you have and what you want. Fight to do what you want to do. Don't let them tell you what to do. And don't get caught up in their bullshit. Fight it back, slap it back every way. Okay? Every way. So pile number two, this is a reinvention of yourself. You are coming out different. So people are seeing you different. Suddenly you have purple hair and they're like, holy crap. Why does my mom, sister, lover, girlfriend, cousin, best friend, neighbor lady, why does she have purple hair? Holy shit, that's trippy. Or, oh my God, look at you. You're driving a new sports car and disappearing all night. What happened to you? So exactly, stand tall. So pile number two, this is a shift in your belief systems. How do you freaking trail trolls? I know, a bunch of bitches. That's why I put the hashtag bunch of bitches or take this bitches because it's for those bitches. Anyway, They know who they are, bitches. They're probably writing shitty comments over here, bitches. Anyway, pile number 2, you're going to be stepping into yourself. So it's like when you really arrive and you're like, I've arrived, this is who I am. And that they don't like me because I'm not doing what they want me to do in the vision that they saw me as. So pile number 2, you got a little bit of a punch, push, pull thing going on, but you can do it. I know pile number 2 can do it. I like pile number 2. Okay, bitches, trail bitches, bitches. That's really why I'm saying it. They know who the fuck they are. They smiled in my face and they're bitches. Bitches. Bitches, bitches, bitches. Okay. Sorry, now I'm obsessed with the word bitches because I have OCD. All right, pile number 1. Pile number 1. Let's go. Oh, pile number 1. Spiritual, 9 of swords, okay? Now, pile number 1 is sad. Look at pile number 1 is sad, and this is spiritual. Pile number 1 has a purpose. We all have purpose, but pile number 1 is coming to a spiritual dilemma in their life. So they're really mentally starting to actually say, do I spiritually agree with this or this? And it's an ending cycle right now, pile number 1. You're in the process of letting some things shift in your life. So there's a little bit of an ending process, an ending for you. And it's a spiritual thing. So it's kind of like life and death. At a certain point, a young woman looks at herself and doesn't understand the power she has in her youth, in her beauty, in just being young, because there's really nothing that you can duplicate that with. No matter how good you look, you just are not 20 anymore. So a young woman may not know the power she has, and she may not be confident. And so there comes a time when that young woman becomes an older woman and recognizes the power she had and let slip through her hands. And so there's a sense of loss, but it's in a spiritual way. Like, I'm now going into a different state, so my life cannot be the same. So that's very interesting. And then we pull the Page of Pentacles. So we have the Page of Pentacles here. Now this is interesting because she gave up, or he, whoever picked pile number 1, has given up or ignored something that they shouldn't have, they feel. So there's a sense of loss connected to this. And it could be work or relationship. I'm not really clear on it. Even though it's a Pentacles, I'm not necessarily giving in to the fact that it's money driven, okay? What deck is that? This is the Robert Hansen deck, this little deck. This is the Rider-Waite, the Herbal deck, the Herbal Tarot, because it's got the pictures of the herbs on it. Then we have the Day of the Dead deck, which is the next card that I'm pulling out, which is the World card. And I'm going to continue to read. And this is the Sexual Magic deck, the Naked cards. And then the other card we have is the Oracle card, and I believe it's John Holland. I should look this up. I keep writing it down, and I'm obviously full of shit. Okay, so the World card here comes behind this. Now, this is very interesting, okay? I love this deck. It's quite a beautiful deck. It's the Day of the Dead deck. It's the something morte, meaning death, Day of the Dead, you know, like this. So it's really nice. But the World card connected to the other cards is interesting. You're expanding your knowledge through your karmic insight. So a window is being opened karmically for you to expand, okay? I'm talking on a soul level, okay? You are being taught to expand, and it's painful for you because when we do things, I'll equate it with childbirth. When you're pregnant, you're happy until you see yourself in the mirror at like 8 months, but you're happy. When you feel the labor pains, you're like, oh my God, is this kid coming out? Holy shit, this hurts. What is this? Okay. So you're kind of in a laboring part right now until you come out. So you're raising up. Like once you create a life, that is the highest thing you can do on the planet. And I don't care who does it and what does it. Don't disregard it like that, because you are giving a soul a chance to live on the planet. This is what's going on with you right now. You are in the process of elevating. So it's painful. Now, on to the sex cards. Okay, so we have the Hangman. Let's look at the Hangman there. She is pretending to hang upside down in somewhat of bondage. Now, This is interesting because this would be bondage to your past mindset. You were happy just going along. Okay, let me give you an example of that, and I'll use somebody like Rosa Parks as an example. So here's an older woman, and she's, you know, a black woman, and she's lived her whole life. She's been treaded on her whole life, and it just hits her somewhere in her 60s or 70s where she's just like, you know what? I'm not going to the back of the bus. You can just fucking shoot me. And suddenly her soul evolves, because before that, she stuck up for people, but she didn't take that kind of a stand. She did on that day, and it was completely probably against herself. She was like, why am I even doing this? And look at this shit. And she got dragged off the bus, and I don't even remember everything that happened. She probably got punched and hit and spit on and everything else too. But that's exactly what's happening with pile number one. You are elevating almost against your own. It's almost like it's in your face, and you can't go back to the past. So you have to go forward. Pile number one don't want to do that because of the hangman. So you're staying in servitude back here instead of going forward, okay? So then you have to trust. Now, this is a faith thing, okay? We are going to have to stand up like Rosa Parks. Don't kid yourself. This is one older lady on a bus stood up. She was one person, and we still hear about it. You, me, and everybody are going to have to stand up. We all are going to have to get that spirit. And if you think not, you think crazy. We have to. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. Yeah, apathy just gets you, I don't know, your hand down your pants on the couch and fat. But anyway, you have to trust here, okay? You have to trust. So for pile number one, you literally have to trust. And look at this. Within the context of both your fear and where you are going, you have to, this card is find the balance. I pulled two for you of that. I don't know. They both came out. So you have to find your balance. So within the context of your fear and moving forward, you have to actually find your balance. Now let's pull another card for the time. We have to stand up. I'm telling you, at the end of April, we have to. I mean, like, I'm dead serious. You don't have to listen to me. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to lose every single friend that I have, because I am probably going to do and say things that are going to cause a lot of issues, but I've already made my mind up and I'm preparing, and that is what I'm going to do. Okay, was Michelle Obama born a man? I don't know, because I wasn't there, and I don't know about that, actually. I know Joan Rivers said she was and then died. So I tend to think people that die suddenly while the doctor's taking a picture of them in surgery is probably murder, and probably yes. Okay, so then look at this. We have the Two of Swords. You're conflicted internally with where you're going. If you have the strength to go up, I'm sure Rosa Parks didn't think she had the strength. She just had no other choice in her being. She's just like, fuck that. I'm not sitting in the back. I'm not getting off. I'm not doing whatever it is you people want me to do. This is the same with pile number one. It's literally, this is pile number one. Yeah, Joan Rivers was a comedian, but I don't think she was joking that day. Didn't look like it on her face. She just was like rolling her eyes. But anyway, pile number one, you sound like the activist of the bunch, okay? You sound like the activist of the bunch. And then when I'm looking at this, look at this. We get the Four of Cups again over here. Okay, so this is an issue, pile number one. This is an issue. You're kind of playing both sides of the fence, but you're going to elevate. So this is a spiritual thing. You are going to stand up for something you believe. I picked the wrong pile. Maybe you think you did. I am pissed off. Okay, you're ready to fight. You maybe think it's the wrong pile. I don't know if it's the wrong pile. And if it is this time, it's the wrong pile. It's okay. We'll have other card readings, and we can always pick the wrong pile. Thank you so much, Ashley. I appreciate it. I just saw that right there because my eyes were right there. So pile number one, you are going through a spiritual ascension of sorts, and that is very interesting. Okay, Obama, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I have 3 kittens. My pile was on point. Sometimes it's not right. Hey, sometimes I do readings for myself and I'm like, what the hell is this? So sometimes it doesn't work with everybody, and sometimes we pick the wrong pile. You can go on from it. That's okay. You don't have to keep it. You can go on to another pile. Pick another pile. Of the other readings, go with the one that resonates you. Maybe you just temporarily had a brain, I'll pick that one. But maybe the pile that you think is the wrong pile will come to be in a different way at a different time. So just keep that in thinking. Okay, so tonight, what are we going to do? I have to see what time it is because I actually have to do some stuff. meaning I'm going to have to leave. We are stir crazy. Okay, somebody sent me a picture. Let's see what these people sent a picture of. I want to see who the stir crazy people. I get so many texts I can't possibly answer everybody. Oh, that's cute. It's a kitty with glowing green eyes. It's very cute. My God, I love the kitties with green eyes. They're cute. Okay. So tonight, really honestly, my mindset for everybody, if they can or want to or care to, otherwise don't care to, don't want to, it's okay. My mindset is, even if it goes against our friends, our family members, or whatever, we should speak our truth and risk that they won't be our friends. And let's see if we can have faith in the people we love with differing opinions to rise to the occasion of fairness and equity on a soul level and accept people as they are. Let's see if we can do that, okay? Time frame for pile number 1, it was a 4 of cups, so it's like within the next 4 months. A cups, I'm actually going to put it in Cancer though, because it's water. Cups is water. So what we want to do is we want to start saying our truth, even if it's at a dinner. We don't have to argue our truth. We don't need to debate our truth. It's not up for debate. I don't need to prove to you what I think. When arguing with a drug addict to quit them from doing, arguing with a drug addict to quit them from doing drugs, I've actually had this conversation with people where somebody on drugs told me that they drove a car better drunk than I did sober, and they were trying to be serious. You can't argue with that, but you can say, I don't believe in driving while you're drunk. And I don't think it's a good thing. And even if the person is somebody you love and is going to argue with you, I am telling you the power that you have is in stating what you think and then not engaging in an argument, saying to your friends, your family members, whoever's going to shut you down, I love you and you're entitled to your opinion, but so am I. I'm entitled to my opinion and so are you. That's it. Whether they're left, right, backwards, forwards, they're for this, they want to stay in, they want everyone to stay in, and you don't think it's agreeable, speak your truth. Speak your truth. Just try to do the best you can. That's all you can do. And trust that these people love you as a person. And if somebody walks away from you because you speak your truth, okay, because you speak your truth, then they weren't really with you. They didn't really love you. Like there's certain people I just love and they have the most idiotic belief systems, whatever, that I think, but I still love them. I would not be their friend for any reason in the world. I mean, there's no way I wouldn't not do that, or their loved one or their family member. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that because they're entitled to their opinion and they may be on a different level. They actually may be right, even though I think I'm right. So you have to be really flexible and agreeable, but you do not have to engage in trying to prove yourself right. Don't. You have your opinion, you're entitled to it. Doesn't matter why you think what you do. Doesn't matter. And if they argue with you, just smile and go, I love you. My son used to do that when I was screaming. One of them, when he was very little, put his hands on my face and go, and then I would be like, okay. Like seriously, I would become irate. They would do some stupid shit, like, fall out a window and shit and scare the crap out of me. Fall off their bike, not wear their helmet, get brought home by the neighbors. And I'd be like, oh, like this. And then they'd be like, they put their little hands really close into my face to get me to see that they love me and I love them. So let's do that. First, let's do that. No more division of thought. If you're whatever party you believe in or whatever your belief system is, whatever, let's just not even be divisive. I'm glad that you like tuna fish because I like chicken and she likes salmon and she doesn't like any meat and they like cheeseburgers. Let's just do that. The Aries loves to debate. Yep, they do. Then I think also when we're praying, always pray for kids. Always pray for kids. Pray for what's going on actually, I really think we should be praying for the truth to come out. Now, I'm not even saying I know what the truth is. The truth to come out. The truth to come out. Let's pray for the truth to come out. How do we get the truth to come out in the world so that most of us actually can become united energetically and raise our energy? So it's the truth we need to come out. We need to really see the statistics. We need to understand what's really going on. We need to speak to people about what's going on, and we need to be united in that that we understand the parameters of what we're dealing with. I don't think a lot of people think this is about the children, and there is a component of it being about the children. As I've said, I've always seen three different components. They're using this illness to hide and take over things and take away freedoms. They're using it. They saw an opportunity. They planned it and they saw it. Okay. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying they're taking that and they're using it like this. Then there's another agenda, which is the kids' agenda, and to overthrow the actual Luciferianism on the planet that is beyond, my eyes twitched out when I said that, beyond evil. Okay. Beyond evil. It is evil. When people recognize what happens and what has happened, that is going to be a very strong focus as well. Then there's another agenda over here that seems to be economical or financial, and that's the whole structure. Now, I've heard several trains of thoughts on the illness that it might actually be evolving some people energetically, spiritually speaking, raising the people up. So I think all of these things are in place in order to have this happen. Do I know if it's going to play out? No, I don't. In the way that we think it should, or the way that we feel is safe? No, I actually don't know that. So I think we have to raise and elevate our energy. That's what I think right now. So that's what I'm going to say. So we're going to pray for people to see things that they don't see right now, as in the truth. We're not going to structure what the truth is because we really don't know. We could be delusional for all we know. So I know what I feel psychically in my gut. I understand that, but that's me. Just because I feel it, or just because I read it, or just because Q says it, or just because the president says it, or just because whoever the hell says it, does not make it right. So I'm going to say for us too, even though I have a feeling that I connect with, I'm going to trust my gut feeling, but I'm also going to stay open to somebody else's viewpoint in case I'm not seeing something right. So I think that that's what we're going to pray for. Just the truth, right? I'm not structuring in any way. I just actually literally want the truth. Just tell me what's really going on. So I want it like that. That's how I think the energy should be. And then always pray for abused children and the abuse of power against children. That's actually what I feel has to be done. I do feel the elite are doing things with children. Now, who the elites exactly are, that could be up for debate, but I feel a lot of that is going on. So that's what I'm going to say. And I literally have to get out the door before the store closes, because you know how it closes and you know how we're not allowed to be out. So let's all do that. Okay, you guys, good night. And I will talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye, you guys. Thank you. Bye.